Nice. We are live. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to another Monday Night Chill Stream. I had one viewer a second ago. They vanished. The funny thing about the one viewer that comes and goes, that's how I know you're not a Fed. Like, because a Fed, they're getting paid to do this, right? They get paid to watch the stream. You know what I mean? So they're going to come in and they're going to stay because they want to build a government for as much overtime as they can. But if like somebody pops in and goes, the stupid music is still on, I'll come back in a minute. That's how you know they're like a real viewer. Like this is the calculus that goes on in your head. Like that's how you must know it's a real viewer because they're like, it's that crappy music. I don't want to hear that shit. You know what I mean? I'll be back when he's actually on screen and starts talking shit. Oh, you didn't go? Oh no, so it's just YouTube fuck with me. Anyway, Jonathan Pohl, welcome to the show. Welcome to another Monday Night Chill Stream. Got all kinds of fun stuff to talk about today. I have to be, in a very real way, I have to be brutalist. I have to be like really horrible. You know what I mean? In a lot of ways. Although this is largely me. People wonder, like, what is your mental state, James? Like, really, how are you? What's going on in your mind? And be honest, this is me. Where are we? Come on. Show up already, will you? This is just this whole boomer tech, this whole 15-year-old laptop thing really sucks. But this is me right now, okay? This is me. This has been me. It's wintertime outside. We had a snowfall. I was in Warwick, Rhode Island a couple days ago. I actually went there twice in the last week. And fun fact, the thermostat on my car is locked in the open position, which means I don't have heat in my car, which is a lot of fun when you're driving in fucking New England, 18-degree weather. But I stopped. I had to, it's a car guy trick. It's a vehicle guy trick. When your thermostat, which is a mechanical valve that allows the coolant fluid to flow around the motor and keep the engine at the proper operating temperature, not too hot, not too cold, but it opens and closes depending on temperature. And they get old because this happens 100 times. And my car's got 300,000+ miles on it. So the thing's old and it's stuck in the open position, which is both good and bad. The good news is, everything operates normally, but the bad news is you have no fucking heat in your car, or not enough heat. And when it's 18 degrees, man, that really sucks. So what you have to do is you have to block the air going to the radiator, right? And so I had to stop in Warwick, Rhode Island and go to stop at this gas station slash convenience store place and rummaged through a trash can to find an old pizza box to block part of the air from blowing past the radiator so that it would artificially increase the internal temperature of the engine so I could drive home because it was fucking 18 degrees is fucking cold. So anyway, so that's me living the life. As I said, I was on a Northern stream on Saturday night with Culture Thug and a couple of the guys. Patrick Bateman was there, but Bateman was super well behaved because one, his best friend OV is no longer is persona non grata, and Culture Thug was considered like something maybe like a little bit of a star, a little bit of a celeb. But I chill with that guy pretty good, and we were both drinking and talking and stuff. And what ended up happening is that Politically Provoked show had Richard Spencer on, and Culture Thug went over there to have some words with him. And then Norvin must have some hot kind of fucking computer setup. He broadcast that on his stream. I don't know how this is done, but I don't have the tech to do it anyway. Like I could master the steps, but I just don't have the tech and the bandwidth to do it. At any rate, so Culture Thug was being like I've said in DMs to some people, too polite, with Richard Spencer, but Spencer was drinking, right? And Spencer was really like you would expect me to say Richard Spencer is gay, but like he really came off as fucking gay. Like his reasoning was gay. And Culture Thug at one point was asking him like, well, why are you even here? Why are you on the show? Blah, 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 blah. And so something like that, but more politely, more respectfully. And Richard Spencer's like, oh, I'm just here because Brittany asked me to be here and the host wants me to be on. And it's like just bitch reasoning, like really, like seriously gay, like homosexual gay. And people said that about Richard Spencer. And I would just go along with it because I didn't like the guy. But the other night, Saturday night, was the first time I'm like, you know what? Yeah, Richard Spencer really is gay. Like he's 100%, he's a homosexual. And some other stuff. And so that was Saturday night. And I hung out like way late, but not that Sunday wasn't that bad of a day for me. But this is where I am. And this is arguably psychologically where I am all the time. I'm just chilling, wrapped up in my Bitcoin, having my, it looks like Pepe's got some coffee there in front of his computer. I don't have coffee. Everyone knows nobody tunes into the show to see me drink coffee. They tune into the show to see me drink alcohol and rave like a fucking loon. So, title of tonight, where is it? Title of tonight's show, Crossing the Rubicon. On this very day in 49 BC, Julius Caesar crossed the Rubicon with his army. That is to say, the Caesar, like generals would always return to Rome, but they always had to leave the army on that side of the river so as not to come in, not to threaten the Republic. But of course, once Julius Caesar crossed the Rubicon, and he said, the die is cast. Although, fun fact, he didn't say it in Latin, he said it in Greek, because his favorite author was Menander, who was an ancient Greek author, who said that exact thing, but meaning the dice or the die, fate, this is it. We're going to go with fate. We're going to see what happens. As you know, Julius Caesar did not die of old age. So whatever, the die was certainly cast, and he had quite a tumultuous life, and certainly he made it to the history books. So, that's that. But I think about that a lot. The idea that you have to commit and then you have to accept everything that comes afterwards. And that's a kind of a bold thing. That's a very, that's like a totally alpha fucking bold sort of thing that everybody thinks that they could do, but very few people actually do it in life. Especially without a lot of fucking ironclad guarantees that they're going to succeed. You know what I mean? Caesar did not have that. And ultimately, of course, we all know he was killed by his friends, or those closest to him, which is it's always those closest to you, the ones that betray you. It's if you're really strong, it's tough. It's tough for outsiders to get to you. But people look at these things the wrong way. They don't understand how it all works. And one of the things that Culture Thug told me, because we're chatting back and forth, and he said he got the FBI came to his fucking house. And I remember the FBI being outside of my fucking street and it spooked me fucking to no end. And I don't even have a record. Culture Thug has a record. So they came to his house and blah, 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 blah. And they pitched him like, you have to come meet us and talk to us about this and that. And he went to meet them at Starbucks and they bought him a coffee. And basically they tried to flip him. You know what I mean? They said, listen, anybody that comes to you, steer that person to us, or you like entrap them, we'll give you like between $100 and $250,000 per head of the people that you white nationalists, any sort of like extreme right wingers, domestic terrorists, you get a 6-figure payday per head, between $1 and $250,000. And obviously the fact that Culture Thug is telling everyone that they pitched him, he obviously didn't take the deal. But this is a lot of people in the movement are doing this. So all these people who are online radicals who are talking a lot of shit understand there's a 6-figure payday for them. If you DM them like, yeah, bro, I'm all about this and blah, 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 blah. And if they can hype you into saying you're going to do illegal things or getting you to do illegal things, prepping to do illegal things, your ass is going to fucking federal prison for 20 plus years. And that guy is getting 100K, 250K. How many times he does that? I don't know. That could add up to some serious fucking money. That is the real motivation of everything. Your ideology is bullshit. I've said this before. Your ideas are bullshit. Your ideas suck cock. Your fucking ideas are the worst fucking ideas ever. But for complex, high IQ people, they need to see complexity, right? They don't, like, complexity is their jam, and that's what the world must be. Except the world is both complex and simple at the same time, right? And they always ignore the simplicity because that's an insult to their IQ, or it means they're lowbrow or low class or something. Jonathan Pohl, can I turn OV in? Possibly, if you can just get them to admit to something, illegal. Although I don't know. I don't know if that 6-figure bounty applies to federal employees. But OV, like we didn't know who and what he was. It's nice to finally be vindicated a couple of years and years on. But it's not. For me personally, I was in the taxi business for fucking forever and ever. I met a gazillion fucking people. I didn't necessarily spend a whole lot of time with them, but I met a lot of people over many years in a circumstance where they, it was sort of social. And I talked to a lot of people about a lot of fucking things. And I heard the same things over and over and over and over and over again. The sort of pattern recognition from people. And you can tell when people are bullshitting you and when people are being fucking ridiculous, that they're always hiding something. Women cheating on their husbands, always had some bullshit story why they're out when they're not supposed to be, in a place they're not supposed to be, without their kid. Like, it's always a ridiculous fucking story. And you're like, yeah, whatever, honey, you're banging some other guy who's not your boyfriend or your husband or whatever. And because it's just another taxi ride and it's just it'll be over in 15 minutes and that person will be gone and you just dismiss it. But what's happening in the back of your head is you're recognizing the patterns of ridiculous speech, of impossible and nonsensical things. And when I go online and I hear people doing the same thing, I'm like, okay, I know whatever they're saying is absolutely not the fucking truth of what it is. The truth is something else. And I'm reasonably good at sussing out what exactly that is, right? And I do, even though I'm in a shit show and people are screaming and stuff, particularly I remember stuff people say. And when OV said that, he believed in bisexuality and, he's okay with bisexuals, that kind of admission is not accidental, or it's accidental on his part, but it's like it got filed away in the back of my head. I'm like, okay, that non sequitur is meaningful, and keep it in mind. And then, of course, I started tagging him as YouTube's wealthiest bisexual Nazi. And, I don't know how much additional pressure that put on him, but I did that on Northern streams a bunch of times. I called him that dozens of times. And in front of his internet friends And I don't know, did it put additional pressure on him and crack him? Maybe it did. I'm not going to take 100% credit for that, but I will take credit for knowing what the fuck he was and not giving him a fucking inch and beating on him at every opportunity in front of that audience. And whatever. A lot of them still hate me to this fucking day. When I look in Norvin's chats, there's tons of people that fucking hate me. Virgil Doc, Purple Heart, welcome to the show. And this doesn't come again. This is not some special gift, because when I first started driving taxis, I was like, everybody thinks they're street smart, but you're not really street smart. But once you hear things again and again and again and again from the same types of people about the same thing, and sometimes they even use the same words, and it's like, you're like, okay, this is a line of bullshit, right? I know I'm being bullshitted. And then it's just a question of what are you being bullshitted about. So that's an experience that a lot of guys who they're probably 10 like bartenders, I guess, guaranteed cab drivers, and a few other people, cops certainly, hear again and again and again. And like, you just hear the first couple sentences, the first few words of the sentence, and you know where this is going. It's not like I have magic powers, but I've seen this pattern again and again and again, and I know where it's going to fucking end up. So let's not waste any time. Let's just cut to the fucking chase. So, and that's something that like big city people have, like I said, or if you have a job that's very person intensive, where you have a lot of people that you're interacting with relatively quickly, and you will, and under varying circumstances, you'll pick that up. You know what I mean? So, like I said, like cops, bartenders, cab drivers, and stuff like that. I guess maybe hairdressers to some other degree. Like again, it's a high volume of people and a relatively short amount of time where there's some sort of social interaction. And you get a sense of that, you know what I mean? And once you develop that sensitivity to, all right, ding, 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 this sounds wrong in my ear. This sounds just fucking wrong. And it's like another part of your brain goes, I really don't give a shit. Because like if you're a hairdresser, cop, whatever, bartender, you're like, I just want to get rid of this drunk. I just want this person out of my car. I just want this person out of my hairdresser chair. I just want them gone. And that's true. But there's another part of your head that's like, okay, what are they lying to me about? Just because you want to solve the mystery, right? You don't want to be in a fog. So that's that again. That's a sense people develop from the type of jobs that they do, if they do the right kind of job, and if they do it for any length of time. Man, we got so like a gazillion things to talk about, and of course, it all centers around. Our friends, money and Bitcoin. Big deal on social media this week was Kazakhstan, right? And Kazakhstan is way more important than people think it is, but they're thinking of it as wrongly as they can. So let's talk about Kazakhstan a little bit here. Let's talk about Kazakhstan. Let's talk about Syrian partisan girl. She's a big figure on Twitter. I don't know who feeds her stuff, but obviously somebody feeds her intel. Somebody feeds her things that she uses in her both on. I don't know if she's still on YouTube, but she had a YouTube channel, and she's certainly still on Twitter. Wealthy Syrian girl who currently lives in Australia. So this is her tweet from a couple of days ago. It said, the CIA deserves a speed run award for what's going on in Kazakhstan. How's that hyperinflation caused by Omicron hysteria going for you? So that's her take, is that the CIA is arming the rebels and destabilizing the government because why? The question ultimately is why, right? And so you could answer a couple of different ways. Arguably the second best theory is that America wants to hurt Russia because Russia is helping Syria and Iran, right? So Syria and Iran are enemies of Israel. Israel wants to take over Syria because they have oil and they're a threat to Israel. And they want to take over Iran because they have oil and Iran perceives them to be a threat. And so Israel gets America and the CIA to foment some sort of color revolution in Kazakhstan or some other country, right? This is our way of punishing the Russians, keeping the Russians in their place, keeping them from expanding, both in Kazakhstan and in the Ukraine, right? Russia's, moving forces towards Ukraine as well, right? And the theory, apparently the Rand Corporation, which is some kind of a think tank, had an idea that if Russia could overextend itself militarily, that is to say, the deployment in Syria is taxing them heavily. And if they had to deploy the military in Kazakhstan and Ukraine and Syria all at the same time, it would be unsustainable for Russia and Russia would collapse. This is the idea. This is the thought put forward by the Rand Corporation. And that, if America could do this, then we would gain geostrategic advantage in the Caspian Sea, blah, 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 blah. That's actually a pretty good idea. That's actually not bad. You know what I mean? It's wrong, but it's not bad. You know what I mean? It's completely wrong. But if you're like that semi-agog guy, if you're like into all that Tom Clancy, CIA, Jason Bourne, karate chop, jump out of a fucking airplane, parachute into behind enemy lines things. If you fap to that, like, oh yeah, you're just gobbling this shit up. Like, yes, geostrategic fucking maneuvers and covert operations and fucking Jason Bourne and whatever the fuck you think. You're 100% wrong. And I'm going to prove to you you're 100% wrong, because everything is simpler than you think it is. At the end of the day, one of the things I learned as a cab driver is everything's fucking simpler than you think it is. People will bullshit you and bullshit you and bullshit you. And it's all fucking simpler. It's all the fact that they want to hide the fact that they're fucking somebody they're not supposed to fuck, or they don't want to pay you, or they don't, you know what I mean? Like or whatever. The ugly reality is so ugly and banal that for high IQ people, you can't think of it. You know what I mean? It's too simple. It's an insult to your intelligence. You are capable of understanding so much more complexity. You understand that, the tabula rasa concept of John Locke is based primarily on, primarily, although tangentially, on the works of Baudelaire and Robespierre, whatever the fuck they call him, Robespierre, of the Enlightenment of the head choppers in 1848 in France, which is a direct, shut the fuck up, you fucking retard. You have no fucking idea what you're talking about. You're fucking making shit way too fucking complex. It's not complex. Stop with the fucking complexity. It annoys the shit out of me. I can do nothing but shit on you. And here I'm going to just go on a fucking scorched earth, smash everybody, smash your fucking heads against the fucking sidewalk until your rotten brains spill out onto the fucking asphalt. Here's what Kazakhstan is all about. I'm going to show you what Kazakhstan is all about. Where is it? Here it is. It will be a surprise to all of you, but a surprise to no one with a fucking brain. When I say no one with the brain, I mean no one who understands the way the world really works. Okay? Here's what it is. There it is. The daughter of the former president of strife-torn Kazakhstan went on a spending spree in London after moving $300 million of her personal wealth out of the country. It's a fucking rob job. Do you understand? It is a rob job. That's what we used to call it in the taxi business. When I was in the taxi business in the early 90s, before there were cell phones, you would have 4 black guys call for a taxi from a fucking payphone. That's what we called a rob job. When you pulled up to the payphone or the street corner where the payphone was and you saw 4 black dudes, you didn't fucking stop. You just kept going because it's a rob job. You're going to get robbed. Okay. And you say, well, I understand that because you worked in the ghetto, blah, 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 New York City, black. I don't give a fuck. 85 IQ blacks. Yeah. Here's what you don't see because you're fucking stupid in every practical way. The entire country of Kazakhstan was robbed by the president. He put all the money in a suitcase and he gave it to daddy's little girl. And he said, fly off to London. Because when you got $300 million in Almaty, Kazakhstan, there's not much of a party. But if you got $300 million in London, damn, you can fucking party. You can get a big fucking mansion, a horse farm, Bentleys. You can go to fucking Soho and see all the freaks and weirdos, and you can go to Hyde Park and listen to the free speech people, and you can take pictures in front of the Tower of fucking London, right? $300 million, 300 milli is real fun in London. It ain't so much fun in Almaty, Kazakhstan. It's a fucking rob job. Human incentive is I benefit at your expense, especially amongst the elites. It's a fucking rob job. It's not a geopolitical CIA, KGB, FSB. Now, was the CIA involved? Probably, right? The president of Kazakhstan arrested the head of intelligence and released a picture of the intel head with the fucking what's his name, Dickwad and his son, Biden. They arrested the head of the intelligence service for treason. How much did they set that guy up? Another spy master dude who gets set up by the fucking political forces. Now, did the CIA hand out guns? Probably they did. And you know what? The CIA took that little girl you just saw on the screen. They took her to the fucking airport because you can't trust a little girl with $300 million in a suitcase. I mean, she's gorgeous, would smash, 10 out of 10, would smash. But you can't trust her with a suitcase with $300 million in it. Seamus Crawford, how you doing? Welcome to the show. You can't trust your daughter. And I understand this daddy's little girl, and I'm not saying she's disloyal, but how's she gonna run to the fucking airport with a suitcase with $300 million in it? And remember, the Kazakh bodyguards are not going to go. So what do? You have your head of intel contact the fucking CIA, right? And the CIA sends bodyguards. They send bodyguards and they're covert ops guys. Now, it's not real CIA guys because real CIA guys are bug men, the homosexuals and fucking purple-haired fucking gender studies freaks from Harvard and Yale. The on-the-ground guys are Navy SEALs, Green Berets, blah, 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 Delta Force, contractors, Army Rangers, whatever. They're the ones handing out the guns, right? And they'll hand out the guns. Of course they'll fucking hand out guns. Because they're fucking invited in. I don't know how you get in and out of Kazakhstan, but trust me, it ain't that fucking easy. And you're not getting in and out of there with a whole lot of weapons. So they hand out a fucking trunk full of fucking guns, which is old shotguns and old fucking AKs, right? And another team makes sure that the pretty girl gets in a private jet and they get in the private jet with her and make sure she's arrived safely in fucking London. So that's the CIA involvement. That's how shit works. Okay? That's how shit fucking works. Why? Why, James? Why the fuck would the president of fucking Kazakhstan cooperate with the CIA to go against his own country? Well, why indeed? Why fucking indeed? Well, let's see. Let's go with this one right here. All right. Let's go with this one. Not my tweet. Someone who sees the world as I see the world. How long is it going to take to fucking come up? 35 minutes and I still have, I actually was drinking a little bit before this. I only had like half a bottle of wine. Blah, 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 blah. Ukraine announces they are considering Bitcoin as legal tender by 2022/2023, Ukraine faces strong threats of invasion from Russia with escalation of tension from the West. What do I know is that what I do know is that people underestimate the power of Bitcoin and the effect it is having on the world. Okay. So wait a minute. How do we get to Ukraine? What about Kazakhstan? Right? What about Kazakhstan? Well, Kazakhstan is, what is this one? Kazakhstan has 18% of all the Bitcoin mining on the face of the earth, right? 18% of all Bitcoin mining on the face of the planet Earth is in Kazakhstan. The miners that left China went to Kazakhstan because Kazakhstan has enormous amounts of hydroelectric power, super cheap electricity, which is what Bitcoin miners want. And it just so fucking happens. Miracle of fucking miracles. There's a terror attack that shuts down the fucking internet, right? Where's the fucking they shut down the fucking internet? Where's that one? I had that fucking screenshot. Motherfucker, I didn't get it. Whatever. Kazakhstan shut down the internet. Well, if you're mining Bitcoin, how can you validate your Bitcoin mining if you're not connected to the Bitcoin network, if you're not connected to the internet? So they shut off the internet. I had a screenshot of that. I fucked it up. I don't know where it went. Okay. So just out of fucking amazingly, this terror attack means the government has to shut down the fucking internet, which means it has to shut down Bitcoin, or 18% of Bitcoin. And what's the payday? You get $300 million. You get $300 million. Now they killed like 30 soldiers and a couple of fucking civilians. So 30 soldiers, that's like $10 million a head. For $300 million, would you kill fucking people? I bet you would. I bet you fucking would. You fucking sure as fuck you would if you were the president of Kazakhstan. You know what I mean? Do you think, here's the thing, like everyone, if I tell you 6 weeks before 9/11 that Larry Silverstein doubled the fucking terrorism insurance of the World Trade Center, right? You'd go like, fuck yeah. It's obvious it was a setup, right? It's a fucking inside job from the jump. And you have no problem thinking about Larry Silverstein and the USA. But somehow in Kazakhstan, you think, no, they're not sophisticated enough to do that. Really? Really? They're not? For $300 million, how smart could you get? Or even if you didn't think of the plan, how well could you follow a plan for $300 million? $300 million. It's a fucking rob job. Do you understand? It's not some fucking dindu stealing fucking $100 from the fucking clerk at McDonald's and then shooting them afterwards because he's a fucking scumbag. It's someone stealing the entire wealth of a nation. Oh, the other thing that Kazakhstan did, you can't get into the bank without a vax pass. You need a vaccination pass to get into the bank. So we stole all your money and then we locked you out of the bank so you don't find out. You can't go in and say, give me my money, because they don't have the money anymore. It's gone. It's sitting in an account in London. Do you understand? Fucking rob job. And for all of you democracy haters, I love the democracy haters because you're dumb as fucking rocks. All the people starving to death tonight, all the people burying their fucking children, right? All the people who have all their wealth stolen from them. They can't even get into the fucking bank. I guarantee you that tonight they go to sleep, when their head hits the pillow, they go, oh, at least we're not living in democracy. I bet you that's what they're saying, right? Because you're a fucking ideologue. Because you're a fucking ideologue. Because you love complexity and you refuse to see reality. Do you think losing your fucking life savings and being made of and having everything taken from you, do you think it matters whether it came from a democratic government or an autocratic government? Do you fucking think it fucking matters? Do you understand? Yet it's all about the fucking money, you stupid cocksuckers. I cannot fucking shit on you fucking hard enough. All your ideology, all your CIA, KGB, karate chop, parachutes, fucking, it's all bullshit. You're a fucking retard living in fucking fantasy land. It's all about the money. It's a fucking rob job on a national scale. You get it now? Oh, but that'll never happen in America. Oh, really? It won't happen yet, but it's gonna fucking happen. That's what I'm telling you. That's why I tell people to buy Bitcoin, because I know what the real world is fucking like. People would bullshit me for 15 minutes and run out of the taxi to beat a $20 taxi fare. And you go, oh, well, they're shitheads. They're New Yorkers. You make up all this complexity. Oh, they're a scumbag. They're drunk. They ran out of money at the bar. You make all these excuses. It's bullshit. It's about getting away with something you're not supposed to get away with. And for little tiny people, they get away with little tiny things. But when you're the head of the fucking government, you're the head of the fucking country, you steal everything. You empty the banks. All the people that are going to starve to death in Kazakhstan, freeze to death in Kazakhstan, you're never going to fucking hear about them. This story drops off. Now, once the people of Kazakhstan get in the banks and find out, there's no money there, yeah, then it's going to be then they're really going to want to have a revolution, but nobody's going to sell them guns. The CIA is not going to bring them guns. They only brought them guns for the fucking show. They only brought them guns for one fucking day. Oh, Al-Qaeda is sneaking in. Fucking bullshit. It's bullshit. Right? Seamus Crawford in the chat. I thought CT was going to be the new Mussolini. Who the fuck is CT? Who the fuck is CT? I have no idea who that is. Okay? So it's a rob job. Do you understand rob job? Okay. I hope you fucking understand that. Because, and if you don't like what I'm saying, go to another fucking channel. Go to some channel that gives you some long, complex bullshit fucking story about how it's the geopolitical, strategic, fuck, oh, get the fuck out of here, you idiots. Fucking morons. You fucking morons. Stop looking for complexity when the simple answer is right in front of your fucking face. It is in your face. When people tell you who they are, believe them. When people tell you who they are, believe them. I gotta have a drink now because my fucking, one, I'm ranting like a fucking psycho. Two, my throat's getting dry. You can't have a dry throat and be on a fucking stream like this. It's not possible. So I got a tweet up there from a guy named Dave Troy. He looks like he's got some soldier avatar. He's got the patriotard. He's got the flag up there. Right? What does it say? Do you see now? Bitcoin is a seditious cancer growing in the chest of our country and needs to be forcefully sanctioned. And please don't mouth off about how it's impossible. When people tell you who they are, believe them. He's quote tweeting Melania Trump, but the people behind her are scam artists, of course. They got her selling NFTs, digital art. It's all bullshit. But she tweeted because she's not a bright girl. She's pretty, but not bright. It's widely reported that Bitcoin's market cap exceeds 1 trillion USD. Today marks the 13th anniversary of Bitcoin Genesis block. Her fucking assistant fucking tweeted that. Okay. But Deep State does not like Bitcoin. It is a cancer. It's a cancer growing in the heart of America. Welcome, Judas Flychai, my most loyal viewer. Welcome to the show. Bitcoin is a cancer growing in the heart of America. There happens to be a color revolution where they have to shut off the fucking internet in a country that has 18% of all Bitcoin mining. And the Russian fucking army is on the border of Ukraine, which is about to start mining Bitcoin with nuclear power this fucking year. All coincidences, right? All you motherfuckers, oh, I'm a pattern recognizer. I recognize patterns. I can tell what's going on behind the scenes. I recognize patterns. You couldn't fucking recognize your fucking own ass using 2 hands and a fucking map. It's not about ideology. All ideology is bullshit. The Republican Party is bullshit. The fucking Democratic Party is bullshit. Russia is bullshit. The Middle East is bullshit. It's all fucking bullshit. I stay on top. I get everything, and fuck you. You and everyone you know can fucking die. That's the reality. That's what you're up against. Okay? Stop believing everything you literally, all your question should be who got robbed? Who got robbed and who got away with the fucking money? I don't give a fuck what it is. I don't care what fucking happens. Who's going to lose money? Who's going to fucking gain money? That's the question. Cui bono, who benefits? Okay? And Putin is not a based, he's not a based Russian Orthodox pro-fuck. He's a fucking tool of the fucking same Jews that the fucking Rothschilds fucking run everywhere. Fuck are you kidding? Oh, America's corrupt, but that country over there is magically clean and good. Wrong. Wrong. 100% wrong. Here's the difference between you and me. I've been wrong like 37 times, probably on this fucking stream. But the difference between you and me is one, once I figure out I'm wrong, I figure out how to fucking correct that. I don't like being wrong. I fucking try to improve myself. When you're wrong and you're 100% fucking wrong, you just fucking pretend it didn't happen and go, keep right on ahead. That's why no one has any fucking respect for you. That's why no one fucking listens to you. No one will ever, part of you is a fucking child. I don't give a fuck how old you are watching the stream. I don't give a fuck what your life experiences is. You're a child, right? In your head, you're a child because you want perfection. Children want perfection. They don't know what, they just imagine it's perfection. Their emotions imagine it's perfection. They cannot imagine an imperfect world or anything that is less than perfect. You can't imagine it. And then to be forced to interact with something that's less than perfect, like my car. The fucking stupid thermostat's stuck open, and it's fucking in a pain in the ass place to fucking change on a Toyota. I got to live with this thing at least until fucking next time I go see my mechanic, which I want to make as far away as I can, because to fucking take the whole thing apart and change it out is going to cost me too much money. It's just not fucking worth it. I'll just stick a fucking cardboard box between the fucking radiators, between the transmission cooler and the fucking radiator, and I'll fucking live with it. I live with less than perfect my entire fucking life, but you can't. Democracy sucks. Yeah, tell that to the people starving to death and tell it to the people burying their kids in fucking Kazakhstan. Tell them that. They'd fucking crack you in the head. As soon as they're done burying their fucking kid, they'll crack you in the head with the fucking shovel. You just don't get it. You have your entire identity hung on this bullshit story, on this complexity. And you're not going to fucking make it. Here's why. Now, when is America going to peter out? I don't fucking know. Probably got 20 more years, which is going to suck for me because I'll be very fucking old. Okay? It'll probably be 20 years before Kazakhstan happens here. President, I don't know, fucking Kanye West, you know what I mean? President Kanye, you know what I mean, moves the last of the fucking digital IOUs out of the fucking American treasury to his new house in Peking. I don't fucking know. I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? I can't see that far ahead, but I can definitely see what's happening here. And you can't. Don't fall for the fucking geostrategic. The CIA is destabilizing. They just do what they're told. They're just chumps who do what they're told. Bugmen do what the bankers tell them. And the special forces guys do what the bugmen tell them. And if it means for here, go hand out guns, they go hand out guns. Go take the pretty girl on a private jet to London, they take the pretty girl on a private jet to London. That's what it is. That's the end of the fucking day. That's it. It's a rob job. They robbed the entire country. The entire fucking country is robbed by the president. Thank God it's not democracy, huh? That's how dumb you are. Your kid's fucking starving. There's no lights. It's fucking cold. You got no food. Thank God it's oh boy. Thank God it ain't democracy, huh? You ain't got a fucking brain. You don't have two fucking living brain cells in your fucking head. You don't have two living brain cells in your head. This was a great fucking tweet. I just saw this. This one is another great one to show that you're not living in reality. You know, it's always different from what you think it is. It's always phenomenally different than what you think it is. So this is a corpse of a female found in Siberia in Russia from about the 5th century BC, so 500 years before Christ. And if you notice, she's tattooed. She's got a tattoo that looks like, I don't know how big I can make that. If you can see it. She's tattooed. So yeah, that magical creature, that unicorn reindeer fucking thing is what's tattooed on her arm. And actually the tattoos go down her entire arm. So she's got like a full sleeve tattoo thing. And you thought, no. Full sleeve tattoo broads are only in porn films produced by Jews. You have to understand, Jews are parasites. They produce nothing of value, right? They're counterfeiters. They're parasites. They are parasites, okay? Some Russian guy just entered the chat. The FSB. Hey, everybody, welcome the FSB to the chat. So, right, tattooed whores are just a creation of porn. You know what I mean? And they're designed to steal your vital essences. Now, I don't know that this chick was a porn chick, but she's tatted up, right? So this is 500 years before Christ. Return to tradition, all right? I don't want to marry some tattooed whore. Well, I don't know. That's tradition. You want to be a Hyperborean super Chad? You're a Hyperborean super Chad, right? You're from Hyperborea. You're an Asatru, whatever the fuck, Yamnaya, whatever the fuck nonsense you fucking, whatever fantasy you have in your head. Well, that's your girlfriend. That's your wife right there. Okay? So get down to the tattoo parlor, find yourself a wife, boys. It is nothing like what you think it is. It is not. Everything that's in your head is fucking wrong. And I laugh at you. And you're not, if you make it, it's going to be purely by accident, because now is the good time. Now is the soft time. Now is the easy time. As if you perceive America today as being like harsh and painful and difficult and impossible to deal with, honey child, let me tell you, the next 20 years is you better fucking enjoy, make fucking hay while the sun shines. You better enjoy this fucking time. Suck every fucking moment of joy you can out of this time, because it only gets worse from here. When America becomes Kazakhstan, when they steal all your fucking money, and they will steal all your fucking money, unless you have Bitcoin, they will steal all your fucking money. I'm sure you'll say, oh, thank God I didn't get robbed by democracy. Thank God I got robbed by American Caesar. That's how dumb you are. And I don't give a fuck what your IQ points are. I don't give a shit. Fuck IQ. Like you. 90% of the planet Earth is right-hand dominant and has brown eyes. What the fuck does that mean? What the fuck? That's not meaningful. That's not meaningful in any useful way. 90% of the planet Earth, their right hand is their strong hand, and they have brown eyes. So fucking what? You read meaning into shit that's meaningless, and you avoid looking at what's fucking important. That's your problem. That's not my fucking problem, right? I've said it before. I'm over 50 years old. I'm 56 years old. There's more life behind me than there is in front of me. So I don't feel like I have a lot of time to waste anymore, right? I was a dick. I was a fucking complete fucking moron back in the day. But now I don't have time for those illusions. That's a young man's thing, to be lost in daydreams. Whether you think your daydreams are whatever fucking romantic fucking fantasies of whatever the fuck they are, or you think they're dark dystopian, you got it wrong no matter what. You need to understand what really motivates human beings to do what they do, okay, and how to protect yourself against that. And you keep waiting for Hitler or Jesus Christ or fucking Charles Martel or fucking Vlad Tepes or whoever you think has come to save you is a child's mindset. Daddy comes and fixes it. Mommy comes and fixes it. No. You have to fix it yourself. And it's never going to be perfect. It's never going to be perfect. Which means your ideology is shit, which means you have to accept some crummy fucking lower position You don't get that fantasy position in your mind where you live in the ethno state and criticize shit. Oh, I'm the official criticizer of shit that the ethno state doesn't like. I get paid $1 million a year. No, that's not a job description in the future. It's not even a job description today. Well, it is if you work for Conservatism Incorporated. National Review, something like that. But those jobs are largely closed to you, right? Largely closed to you. It's amazing that now I'll use a different one. There's real problems out there, and you may or may not face them, but they're only going to get worse, right? This is let's get even less happy. Now that I've yelled at you and slated you, let me describe real problems in America that have very real consequences. And you happen to me. Does that happen to me, James? Because I'm a good person. I love everybody. I don't judge people on the color of their skin. I only want what's best for everyone. And that way, nothing bad will ever happen to me. You see, it'll be like COVID, like something I can't see, but it's everywhere. There's a protection around me and nothing bad will ever touch my life because I am a moral human being. I am a good human being. Nothing bad will ever happen, right? Here's a story. Female cop was shot dead in cold blood with her own gun as she pleaded for her life. Illinois prosecutors seek death penalty for man and woman arrested for murder and for critically injuring her partner. You have blacks in America murdering police with their own guns on video. On video. You think they're going to get the death penalty? No, they'll be out in 7 years. They'll be out in 7 fucking years, and they'll be heroes in jail. They'll be fucking heroes. You say, well, that doesn't affect me. I'm not a cop. I don't know cops. Cops see this. Cops see social media. Mind blown, right? Cops see social media. They see that. They don't want to get killed. They're not going to get killed. They'll let those dindus go by and those dindus will kill you, maybe, or maybe not, right? You think, well, there's no threat to me because something I don't live in. Listen to me. There's very real fucking threats out there that you're going to have to see before they become threats and get the fuck out of the way. Because if you shoot a fucking dindu, you're going away forever. Like those fucking McDaniels people that shot Ahmaud Arbery. They're gone away for life. Derek Chauvin, the cop from Minnesota, all he did was put handcuffs on George Floyd, right? That's all he did was put handcuffs on fucking George Floyd. And he's gone away for 20 years, right? That's what was the thing I want to fucking see. Oh, that's the one that didn't fucking go, you fuck. Okay, where is it? Fucking cunt. Hold on. No, not that. Okay. The thing about George Floyd, I had a screenshot. Do you know what kicked George Floyd off? BLM that burned the whole country. Do you want to know what it was? Do you want to know what it was? Well, if you remember, if you're detail oriented and you remember, it was George Floyd was in a liquor store. In a liquor store. He was in a liquor store. And he passed a counterfeit $20 bill to the clerk. And the clerk called the police. This set off a series of events that burned America for 2 years. Now, listen to me. Shit like this happens 1,000 times a day across the country, and nothing ever comes of it. Why did the clerk call the police? Does anybody know? Anybody in the chat? Do you know why? I'll tell you why. And it's so obvious. Again, right back to the fucking subject at hand. At the liquor store, where this clerk, where these people worked, if the clerk, the cashier, accepted a counterfeit $20 bill, the boss, the owner of the liquor store, would take that $20 bill out, $20 out of their paycheck. You accept a counterfeit 20. You're at the counter dealing with some psycho, gigantic fucking Negro on drugs. And they go, yo, you take this. Yo, Movo. Yo, you Movo, take this. And you're like, how many? You got to stand there for like minimum wage, right? You accept that bill because you think, fuck, I might get shot, I might get caught. I don't fucking know. And I can't afford to lose $20 because I'm just a clerk at a liquor store. I don't make a lot of money. I don't have a lot of savings. The owner of a business shifted the responsibility of accepting counterfeit money onto his fucking minimum wage employees. And if a minimum wage employee is like, fuck, I can't afford to lose $20. Let me call the cops after this guy leaves. And the entire country burned for one bad $20 bill. I say it's not really that simple. BLM is really a Jewish organization filled with terrorists like Susan Rosenberg and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That's all true. And they just cherry picked this one fucking incident and used that as the fucking, to wave the bloody shirt as the raison d'etre to fucking, to unleash, a wave of fucking terror across the United States, get rid of Donald Trump and have Biden installed. Yes. And every day, and since then, there's been 100 Dindus doing fucking shit like this all over the fucking country, and it never makes national news. But for fucking one shitty counterfeit fucking 20, there are powers that be that these elites, the small hats can reach in, make this into a fucking nationwide outrage and activate their fucking troops and make the cops stand down and make the fucking politicians look the other way. That's what you're up against. That is what you're up against. Will they invade countries? Will the Russian army invade Ukraine? Oh, they came to the assistance of the Kazakh people, of the president. Oh, I must call Putin to get armored reinforcements, They didn't even find anybody. They found one Turkish guy, some Turkish guy in an armored limo that had a pistol and a fucking, like, I have more firepower in that fucking closet behind me than this fucking Turkish drug dealer had. And they showed the guy for 2 seconds on TV and then he went away. Would they do that? Would they invade entire countries? Yeah, they would. Yeah, they would. Because they can take a bullshit counterfeit 20 transaction. Was another fucking Dindu in another fucking liquor store in another fucking ghetto town. And this has probably happened 600 times since then. But they'll pick it out of the fucking police log and boom, from that. That's what you're up against. Will they rob all of America? They will if they get the chance, if they can figure out how to do it. Will they steal every fucking dollar in the treasury? Oh, yeah. Will they steal every dollar in the treasury and then make you responsible for it? Fuck yeah, they will. Make your children responsible for it? Fuck yeah, they will. There's just a lot more to steal in America. There's a lot more to see. The reason why democracy is better than your shitty fucking ideology is because democracy is a decentralized approach, a multi-pronged approach to problem solving. And life is nothing but problems. Life is tons of fucking problems. All different kinds of problems. And expecting one man, because you're an idiot, to have all the answers is because you're a fucking idiot. You need multiple people working on this. That's why democracy succeeds where everything else fails. It's a better system. I didn't say it's the best system. Well, it is the best system, but does it make you happy? Who gives a fuck? It's the best system. Out of a world of shitty systems, this one's the best. You don't like it? Go move to Saudi Arabia. You're not going to, right? You're not happy with that. It's less than perfect. Here you are being a child again. If it's less than perfect, it must be shit. No, here's the adult worldview. In between absolute perfection and total shit is the real world. And that's where you got to live. Somewhere between absolute perfection and total shit is the real world. And that's why you have to live. You're not perfect. All these fucking the Christians, oh, I'm not perfect. I need God's forgiveness. Well, if you're not perfect, nothing is perfect. So if you need forgiveness, why don't you go handing out some fucking forgiveness to shit that's less than perfect in your life? They don't want to do that. No, they want the perfect system to come and serve them. Yeah, that's not childish at all. You're not a fucking adult. I don't give a fuck what the calendar says your age is. I don't give a fuck. You have a child's worldview. You have to deal with less than perfect. This was the great aspect. This is the best thing in my fucking life. And I swear to God, I'm not joking about this. The best thing that happened to me, having a mentally ill parent and all this other shit, is I had enough fucking pressure to fucking scrape away a lot of fucking delusions, right? But not so much pressure that I was broken, right? I didn't become a drug addict. I didn't become a felon or whatever. Like I wasn't broken in that way. Enough pressure to get me to where I am today, but not so much to destroy me. So that's luck. And I'm not kidding you. That's really fucking luck, right? Being in an orphanage, blah, 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 all that stuff, right? That's where I got lucky. And maybe you're not lucky like I am. Maybe you don't get to see things the way I do. But what I'm trying to tell you is listen to the lucky guy here. Listen to the guy who's lucky enough to fucking have enough fucking stress to see the world as it really is, but not so much stress that you become a demented lunatic or a madman or a fucking drug addict or whatever. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Smarten up now. Smarten up now. Now. Not 5 minutes from now. Now. Smarten up now. Putting your faith in these fucking motherfuckers, they're going to rob you and your children and your children's children. You need to find a way to get out of that. A lot of people are going to get caught up in that. A lot of people are going to get caught up in that. Don't let it be you. Be smarter than that. Be smarter than you are, or be as smart as you think you are, right? You think you're this smart. You're really only that smart. But why don't one time in your life you act as smart as you think you are? Because things are not going to get better. How bad are they going to get? How fast are they going to get better? I don't fucking know. Like, come on, I don't know. What is this? Here's another. Oh yeah, here's an obvious one. Here's from. This is like the Captain Obvious Award of what I was just talking about. The Captain Obvious Award of what I was just talking about. Who's that Russian guy? Are you really from the Russian Federation? Are you one of like Putin's fucking spies coming over to fucking infiltrate the alt-right? I'm not actually in the alt-right, so I don't know. I don't know who you're infiltrating. Who do you think? I don't know who you think you're infiltrating, young man. From CoinDesk.com, Bitcoin mining in Kazakhstan is likely to be hurt after the country's largest telecoms provider cut access to the internet following unrest over the cost of energy. This was January 5, 2022. Yes, that's why we cut the internet. People are unhappy about the cost of their electric bill, even though their electricity is practically free and comes from hydroelectric power. That's why we had to shut off the internet. See, we had to shut off the internet and shut off all the Bitcoin mining in Kazakhstan because people in Kazakhstan are unhappy about their electric bill. See, they're unhappy about their electric bill, right? It's like these autocratic, not democracy governments all of a sudden are so concerned. Oh, the citizens are upset about the price of the energy bill. Let's cut off the internet. How does that make sense? How does that make sense? This autocratic, fuck democracy, fuck that democracy shit. We're Kazakhstan. We're not fucking democracy people. We don't give a fuck what the people want. Oh, they're upset of their electric bills. Let's cut off the internet. Does that make fucking sense to you? Does that make sense to you? Does that make sense to you? No. All of a sudden, they're upset. What are they going to do? If they're upset about potholes in the road, what are they going to do? Outlaw cars? The people in Kazakhstan are upset that there's a lot of potholes in the road at the end of the winter. So the government decided to outlaw cars. That's the story they told you when you went like, oh, I guess. Well, geez, I guess you ought to shut off the internet if your electricity bill's too high. Because, people are just using too much internet. That's what's driving up the electric bill. You fuck. You know what I mean? That's the insult they put right in front of your face. And you go like, yeah, I guess. I don't know. Maybe internet. I don't know. Maybe they pay for internet by the minute in Kazakhstan. Nope, not true. Not how it works. Not how it works. Here's another great story. You think, well, what the fuck with the Dindu shit and da 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 da? I'm going to explain to you. You're going to go anarcho-tyranny, a concept, dreamt up by the super Jews at the yeshiva for how they're going to fucking destabilize and demoralize the white race, blah 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 blah. No, it's not. You dumb fucks. People just take advantage of shit, right? This is another great story out of Chicago. I love Chicago stories. Up to 20% of Chicago's cops are out sick, most with COVID. So CPD, Chicago Police Department, is canceling all days off to fill the void. Some cops, they say, are getting tested just to get tested and have 10 days off when they have no symptoms. It's the only way some can get time off. Why are the cops getting tested? 10 days off with pay. 10 days off with pay. 10 days you don't got to chase dindus down an alleyway. 10 days where no dindu's going to shoot at you. 10 days off. Fuck yeah. But stick that thing up my nose right now. Test me. What's the motivation? 10 days off with pay. Get it? People will find a way to game the system. Everybody knows COVID's a fucking money grab by big pharma and all the people that benefit from that. And you know what? The municipal workers have figured out like, oh, well, here's a great way for me to make free money. And especially being a cop, you don't want to be a cop. Because again, like Derek Chauvin, you put handcuffs on a crackhead, you go to prison for 20 years. Fuck that shit. Come here, stick that swab up my fucking nose. Oh, right before my wife's birthday? Hey, lucky me. I got COVID. I have off for my wife's birthday. I got off for my kid's birthday. Whatever. You think they don't fucking do that? You think they don't time it like that? You think cops don't? No, they're only 91 IQ municipal workers. They're not as smart as us. I've got 130 IQ, and I read Baudelaire. And Baudelaire, he was a Frenchman who lived 300 years ago who never had a job. And he decided one day to put his feet up on a couch and solve all the world's problems by writing a book called Baudelaire Solves All the World. Shut the fuck up, you idiot. Fucking retards. So who cares? Well, like the cops aren't working in Chicago. You think the cops are working in Peoria? Do you think the cops in Peoria don't see that and go, holy shit, maybe we ought to do that. Maybe I get tested for COVID, so I don't have to go to that part of town where the crime happens, right? Because it's all fucking random shit. Like I said, there's been 2,000 George Floyds since George Floyd. You understand that? But and all of them went the way they normally go. The guy went to jail or whatever, went to rehab or he overdosed, and nobody gives a shit. But lightning strikes the wrong fucking way, and nobody wants to get hit by lightning. Nobody who took a state job, a civil service job, wants to go to prison for fucking 20 years as a cop, for just doing his job. Is that going to affect you? Yeah, it's going to affect you. When the warm weather gets here, 2022, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. They're shooting cops with their own guns on body cams in Chicago. You think that won't happen where you live? Promise you it will. Promise you it will. That's how insane the fucking elites are. Their own fucking police forces. They're gonna paralyze. They have paralyzed. This is gonna be bad. This is gonna be bad, bad, bad. And it isn't getting better. Ron DeSantis is not gonna fix this. Who's the savior that you think is gonna come fucking riding over the hill to fix this? Doesn't exist. Stop being a child. Figure out how you're gonna save yourself and save the people you fucking care about. Figure out what that looks like. You better figure out what that looks like. All right? Oh, here's the one. Here it is. Wait a minute. That's the fucking one. Why didn't I see this before? Motherfucker. That's the one. Here's the one. I couldn't find it before because reasons. Because you're fucking drunk, you asshole. I'll stop that. That is cruel. That hurts my feelings. Don't say that to me. You know how sensitive I am. You know how sensitive I am. Here's the one. Here's what it was. After Martin sold Floyd a pack of cigarettes, he said he noticed the bill was likely a fake, similar in hue, color, to a $100 bill. He explained that the store's policy was to dock employees' salaries for the cost of counterfeit bills they accepted for purchases. This tweet from Porno Nationalist at, what is it, Salty something that, no, whatever. January 7th, 2022, a couple of days ago. Right? Things are going to blow up now and in the future. Things are going to blow up now and in the future. Right? It's going to be huge things, and you're going to go, anarcho tyranny. It's a secret plot that they worked out in the fucking Temple Beth El of whatever. No, it's going to be something like that. It's going to be some fucking schmuck on the who's gotten the shitty end of the stick in fucking life. Going, you know what? I can't lose $20 this week. My kid's birthday's coming up. I got to buy a birthday cake or whatever. And they're going to do X, and that's going to set off a fucking chain of events. That's going to end who the fuck knows where. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And you, because you love complexity, it's got to be complex. It's got to be ideological. It's got to be this. It's got to be that. You're wrong. 100% you're fucking wrong. You see things the wrong way for the wrong fucking reasons. And you may get caught up in something like this. This shit, these waves go back and forth, and sooner or later, they're going to catch a lot of fucking, unfortunately, going to catch a lot of innocent people in the meantime. And I'm trying to tell you, be smart. Be real world smart. Okay? Don't get caught up in this bullshit. Understand why the stuff is really happening, and don't get distracted. Figure out how you're going to save yourself and those you fucking care about. Okay? And stay the fuck out of the way of these fucking things. You have to watch this stuff. I mean, don't get crazy and become neurotic. You have to watch this stuff to like, fuck, should I go downtown? Should I avoid this highway? Should I stock up on some food to get through the next couple of weeks? Like, you kind of have to figure out what that looks like for you. But looking at the stuff and going, yeah, this is end stage capitalism. It's the fourth turning of the fucking. Oh, shut up, you fucking idiots! Fucking, you know, I just have zero tolerance for any of that. You know, if you don't see why people do what they do. Okay, and these elites, Frederick Plump, welcome to the show, Frederick Plump. I have no idea who you are. I don't know where you guys are coming from. Norman's place, probably, or somewhere else, or your cops. I don't know. I'm always suspicious when I see new faces in the chat, new names in the chat. I cannot believe that a channel this unpleasant where I scream and curse and get drunk and yell at my fucking audience is actually growing. I have a tough time to believe that people are like, hey, come check out this guy's YouTube channel. He curses at you and calls you a jerk. Oh, yeah, I want to be there. Whatever. Okay. How petty are the elites? How petty are they? This is a little bit of a rerun from last week. A little bit, a wee bit run. So I'll give you the backstory, because it has some importance. This is a tweet from a guy named Tim Pool. He actually lives here in New Jersey, right? He's like a normie con, Israel firster kind of guy. Like he's whatever, all he does is read the news from a conservative point of view. Anyway, he lives in New Jersey. He's got a YouTube show and whatever. And it was from his show that guy, Jack Murphy, whose real name is Jack Goldman, got called out for doing porn and having and sticking dildos up his own ass, right? So that's the live stream that this guy Jack Murphy wigged out on. I'm sorry, Jack Murphy, whose real name is Jack Goldman. Oh, and another thing, Jack Goldman used to be a principal in the Washington, D.C. school district, but he was actually a principal at two separate schools. So he was collecting two principal salaries from two separate schools at the same time. And apparently he got away with it. He never went to prison. For someone named Jack Goldman, that's amazing, right? Okay. Right. Hey, what happened? Cops got called. Let me read this. Cops got the call at 8:20 p.m. and arrived at 8:27 p.m. Security camera footage time isn't adjusted for daylight savings. At least 8 vehicles, several different jurisdictions. If it wasn't for our CTO, I don't know what that means. What CTO means in terms of Tim Pool's world, going outside and calming things down, it would have been bad. So this is the kid whose live stream that Jack Murphy was exposed as a degenerate porn fucking whatever the fuck. The week afterward, he got swatted. Just for anybody who doesn't know, swatted means someone calls the police and gives them your address and says that they are you and that you intend to kill yourself, or you're beating your wife and you have guns or whatever, and the SWAT team shows up. I saw another story that 7 different police departments showed up at this kid's fucking house within 7 minutes, right? The SWAT team getting ready to kick in the door and kill everybody in the fucking house while Tim Pool is doing his show. Now, his show is not like my show. It's not run off a fucking Android 10 phone on a tether, right? It's like a slick show with gigabytes of fucking data transfer, and he's got mics and cameras and blah, 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 blah. He's a real YouTube show. He's not a fucking asshole like me, right? But getting swatted, people have gotten killed. And this has happened for years. People have gotten killed, gotten shot, all kind of property damage. And the amazing thing about getting swatted is this. The police never know who called them. Apparently, the police don't have caller ID. Who calls the police? Who gets multiple police departments and a SWAT team assembled outside somebody's house in 7 fucking minutes? Who's got that kind of horsepower? Who's got that kind of horsepower? The ADL? Does the ADL have that kind of horsepower? Right? Who? The feds, FBI? Who's got that kind of horsepower? Now, it's all kind of luck that literally this kid didn't get shot by the SWAT team live on his own fucking live stream. Why would they do this? Well, because Jack Murphy, the masculinity coach, who had some connection to fucking Roman McClay, the Denver spree shooter / marijuana grower / masculinity coach, like all of this fucking deep state shit of fucking wackaloons, right, is mixed up together, and they are not very forgiving. Even if they're, listen, they're pissed off that their guy, Jack Murphy, they must have big plans for him, got shot down. So they decided to literally kill the person who fucking exposed them. And they took their shot, right? They made their attempt by calling multiple police departments to the home of the person who called this out in order to terrify, to scare everyone. Even this, right? This in and of itself scares Conservatism Incorporated. When I tell you you're up against fucking monsters who will steal every nickel and let you starve to death and freeze to death, you and your family, you can die. And I want to hear you please write this out in your fucking final breath. Thank God I didn't die in democracy. Thank God, or right just before you die, write democracy sucks. Because that's the critical thing to know in all this, right? It's not the critical thing to understand that there are fucking monsters in high positions that can do all sorts of bad shit to you, and you need to protect yourself. No. That's not the thing you should know. The thing you should know is that someday Adolf Hitler and Jesus Christ are going to be reincarnated, and they're going to run for president in the United States. And once they win the White House, they're going to kick the small hats back to Tel Aviv and take control of the money printer, and everything's going to be fucking fine, right? And you know that because you have a nuanced, multi-layered fucking understanding of anarcho-tyranny and the Renaissance roots of the Enlightenment. Oh, shut the fuck up. If you were smart as you fucking think you are, you would be like an engineer or a chemist or somebody who does shit. You know what I mean? The fact that you could just read a book. Oh, see this book? Come here. See this fucking book? This book was written by a dead guy, and I memorized big chunks of it. And so this means I'm smart because I read this book and I can read it and I can say shit back to you. I can't do anything practical. I can't fucking I'm not an architect or a fucking electrician or fucking whatever, right? But I'm super smart and I should be in charge of shit. And my ideas should run the world. Guess what, Chuckles? It's not the way it fucking works. You're really good at memorizing shit other people wrote down. That's nice. If you can regurgitate it in an interesting fashion, a funny fashion, that's great because we like to be entertained. Human beings like to be entertained. So that's great. But don't go patting yourself in the back like you actually wrote this fucking book. Because motherfucker, you didn't write this book. You're not that smart. You're just really good at memorizing long strings of text that someone else wrote. And depending on who wrote what, it may be useful. It may not be that useful. So, Kazakhstan is a rob job. I can't believe there's $300 million to rob in the country, right? If there's any more to fucking rob there, it's amazing. I don't know how many people live in Kazakhstan. I don't know what they export. I don't know what they have that's worth $300 million. I'm really stunned. Honest to God, I'm not kidding you. For a former Soviet republic, I'm amazed that there's $300 million, 1/3 of $1 trillion to be stolen from that country. That's probably the biggest fucking surprise of that whole story. Another fucking Russian guy. Hello, it's an Vornog NGO. Russian dudes, welcome, comrades. This is not vodka, by the way, but welcome, I guess. I've said this before, and I'll say this again. When all the fiat currencies die, when all the government money dies, and they will die because all the governments are all super corrupt, and they will steal every fucking thing from every fucking body so they stay on top and you stay on the bottom. Okay? That's the purpose of government. That's the purpose of media and all the fucking companies. We know this. So that's why you buy Bitcoin, and that's why you custody Bitcoin yourself. You put it on some sort of fucking device, right? Where it's they can't steal it off an exchange. They can't go to get some third party to steal your Bitcoin. That's where you trade your fiat for Bitcoin. I don't care what kind of fiat you got. Cuban money, Romanian money, Kazakhstan money, Ukrainian. I don't give a fuck what it is. The fact that you put your faith in these people who are amoral scumbags who have historically killed millions and tens of millions of people, And you bullshit yourself by saying, well, no, you don't understand. There's complexity. There's levels to this. No, there isn't. No, there really isn't. Do not allow your wealth, your life, the things you create of value to be stolen by the parasites. The parasites have run shit for a long fucking time. We have a new technology which locks them out. I suggest you fucking look into it. Not crypto, not Ethereum, Solana, blah, 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 blah. Not that. Bitcoin and Bitcoin only. Only. And custody the shit yourself. If you have a better idea, if you think I'm wrong, write the comments below. Write how I'm wrong. Give me a fucking detailed fucking list of shit I'm fucking not getting right and that you understand that I don't understand. Let me fucking hear that. I invite people to do this all the time and nobody fucking argues with me. You all fucking, the stream ends and everybody goes, fuck you, James. Fuck you. And you know what? They tune in next week again. Right? You don't have any argument. Like there's weeks and months going on and no one has any argument. And I'm not talking about a shouting contest. I'm not talking about an insult contest. I'm talking about a series of logical, reality-based fucking statements that drive towards a fucking point. You don't have them. You don't have a point of reference where you go, here's how it gets better. Here's how we who are at the bottom hold the people at the top accountable. It's the guillotine, right? That's the only way that historically it's the guillotine or something, or the guillotine or the gallows or whatever, right? And I don't mean to be Fed posty, although I get drunk and get Fed posty. I have a tendency to do that. I did that on Northern Stream the other day. Sorry. But like, what is your method for when Bitcoin people say rules, not rulers? You need to understand what that means. Rules, not rulers. You don't grasp what that means yet. I've tried to describe that. I tried to describe a future where your wealth is stored in Bitcoin, and there's a community, a group, an enclave, or something, a state, right, that has a set of rules that you can live with, right? But in order to join that community, you got to put up X amount of Bitcoin. Let's say 1/10 of a Bitcoin, right? In today's money, you have to put that in what's called a multi-sig or multi-signature wallet, and there's some rules attached to that, right? You have to obey the rules of the community, and these rules in America are going to be based on, I believe, existing rules, the Constitution, to a greater or lesser degree. What the Constitution looks like in 20 years, I don't know. But some amount of free speech, some amount of Second Amendment, some amount of Fourth Amendment rights to privacy, like some amount of that, whatever that looks like. So you get to live where they live, which means no undesirables, none. Not as delivery people, none. How that's going to be handled, leave those technical aspects later. You get to live in a community where the rules, the values are explicitly stated, right? And your penalty for breaking those rules is explicitly stated. That is to say, you lose your Bitcoin. Do you understand? I've described it as, think of like a condominium complex or some sort of real estate development, right? So there's 100 houses, right? And everyone puts up 1/10 of a Bitcoin to live there, right? And there are rules. Quiet hours. After 10 p.m., no loud noises, no partying, no screaming, no rock music, no nothing, right? After 10 p.m. to 6 in the morning. Those are the quiet hours. If you violate the quiet hours, you decide, fuck it, man, me and my garage band, we're going to rock out. Yeah, we go, whatever, right? You violate the quiet hours. That 1/10 of a Bitcoin you have gets reduced by 25%. And in order to maintain your position in the community, to live there, physically live there, you have to bring that level back up to 100%. because you violated the rules. And this happens automatically. Everyone around you goes, fucking motherfucker, rocking out at fucking midnight. My kids are trying to fucking sleep. I got to go to work tomorrow. You pay a real price in real fucking money immediately, right? That's a negative consequence for undesirable behavior. It's not we disapprove of you. Ooh, we're gonna look at you as you're an immoral person with your rock and roll and your electric guitars, right? It isn't moral reprobation, right? It's not that. It's you fucking lose real fucking money. So you go, holy shit, I don't do that again. Okay. At 9:45 p.m., we're done. Practice is over. Close up the drum set, go home. Right? You don't get to violate the quiet hours. That's one thing. That's a negative consequence for that. Another idea is, well, but there's always entryists. There's entryists and infiltrators. They're infiltrating and they're entering and they're coming in. They're coming to this beautiful, great Whitopia we created, the White Wakanda we created, which is white people only, no Jews and no the blacks and no Indians or whatever. So it's the White Wakanda and the entry. Well, because the future is going to be based on the Constitution, you can't exclude people on the basis of race, creed, color, national origin, or sexual orientation. But if you have a private corporation that controls 100 houses, and these are the rules, you have to live by those rules. Like Google. Google finds out I violated the terms of service, bang, this channel goes. Like my last channel went. Twitter says you violated the rules, bang, you're banned off of Twitter and you got to make a new account. Okay. It's not a big price, but if you lose actual money, you're going to fucking, this is going to motivate you to, okay. So you join this community, 100 people, 100 houses, and you say, I am a Jewish person. I'm a person of Jewish ethnicity. And I believe we should have a menorah and to sell it instead of Christmas. It should be a Christmas. If you insist on the Christmas tree, I insist on the menorah. Well, the idea of Bitcoin, one of the ideas of Bitcoin is consensus. Consensus. It's not democracy. It's not communism. It's consensus. It's the real deal. It's the real deal of both, right? So what does that mean? You have to, like in software, into like an official way, like I think we should put a menorah up in the middle of the fucking development. If 100% of the people in that development say, yes, we should put a menorah up in the development, then a menorah goes up. However, if you say, I believe we should have a menorah in the middle of the fucking development, and 100% do not agree with it, not only does it not go through, but you lose Bitcoin. Do you understand? It's like breaking the rules because you tried to change things, but we didn't want it changed. Do you understand? You talk about the cop in your head, talk about authoritarianism, man, fucking power, fucking, we're going to control everything. The problem with all these stupid fucking white power fantasies is like this, everybody's going to be a cop and no one's going to be a criminal. And who's going to watch the cops? Like you just don't understand how it's going to work. Here's the real world thing. You propose an idea that's a terrible idea that nobody likes, you lose money, which gives stability, which gives tradition, which gives continuity. It's like a constitution, but in a corporate sense. And why does it matter to be a corporate sense? Because corporation shit will be legal, right? And we won't violate the Constitution. And there will be immediate consequences. You lose money, real money, if you fuck up, right? You break the rules, you lose money. You propose a new rule that nobody likes, you still lose money. Do you see the genius of the fucking... Okay, so this is how I think about what the future is going to look like. This is what I consider, what I call decentralized money meets decentralized governance, right? That's what it's going to look like. That's what I think it's going to look like based on what I'm seeing today. Google can deplatform you for terms of service. Twitter can deplatform you for terms of service, whatever. Like they do it. It's in a vague, dishonest way, but that the legal precedent is set, right? Allows a future where smart people, not you, because you're really not that bright, but smart people to create a corporation where people join and they obey the rules and they live in a fashion that they want to live in, right? Let's see what that looks like. Where's my fucking thing? Where's my thing? I got so much fucking shit. I got to, Jesus Christ, the endless number of so sad, so sad. So wait a minute. It's a Pepe fucking thing, but not. Got all the wrong Pepe ones. Fuck. No. This is the problem with fucking having literally like 137 fucking emails that you could share and being fucking mildly toasted. Anyway. So you can think of that, right? Like a condominium complex, but it's not. It's that concept reimagined, all right? I choose to live here. Here's what I have of value, X amount of Bitcoin. However you continue to create value, well, it's going to have to be legal, right? So maybe the corporation is like, we're a Christian corporation. We love Jesus. No, wait, we love Jesus. Sorry, I did the Patriots. Like, we love Jesus, so you can't do OnlyFans and you can't do porn. Okay, can't do porn. All right. We don't care if you, maybe there's another corporation community that doesn't care if you do porn or you don't do porn, but you cannot be a felon, right? No one convicted of a felony can live in this fucking area. Our corporation, we control these 100 houses. If you are a felon or if there's a felon living in your household, you forfeit all your rights. Oh shit. Now this creates family structures that, like, listen, don't fuck up, don't deal drugs, don't do this, don't do that, don't stab people and take their money. You create a social pressure you create a social pressure and B, a financial pressure to fucking obey the rules. There is incentive to follow the rules and there is disincentive to break the rules. This isn't that tough to fucking figure out. This isn't that tough to figure out. Even you guys could figure this out. Okay? You can't imagine this yet. You're like, oh, I don't understand. Listen, Jules Verne, right? The science fiction writer, wrote 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. He didn't know what nuclear submarines look like today. There's nuclear subs all over the fucking planet Earth, right? We got them, the Russians got them, the Chinese got them. It's fucking subs all over the place. But he wrote 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, right? He fantasized about boats that could go underwater and stay under there forever and have like a whole ecosystem or whatever. Like, and he imagined nuclear submarines 175 or 80 years before they existed. Jules Verne also went like from Earth to the moon. He imagined multi-stage rockets going from Florida, he actually figured out Florida. I don't know how he figured that, how he got there, to the moon, close to the equator. There are people who can imagine what the future is going to look like. Is it going to look exactly like what I'm not really comparing myself to Jules Verne, but I'm going to sort of, you know what? I'm going to compare myself to Jules Verne in this regard, because I'm freeing my thinking, right, to try and imagine what the future is really going to look like. What does it look? What does exist today, and how might it change? Some things in the future are going to be the same as today. Some things are going to be different, right? And here's what I think it's going to be. Am I 100% right? No. Jules Verne was not 100% right. Bob Paxton, what the fuck are you doing up? Just watching last week's stream. It was rich. You're fucking right. You should watch this. Oh, by the way, Paxton, listen, you're a Jersey guy. Mention this because it's like a two-way thing. That dude, that Delta Force guy that I trained with 2 years ago, he's going to be back in Jersey in September 12th and 13th. Go to sobtactical.com. Sign up for this guy's class. If you show up for the 2-day pistol class, you can chill with me, whatever. He's also got a rifle class on the Monday afterwards. Worth doing. I know you're a gun guy, and I know you're a boomer. And listen, as a boomer, you have to fear that Jimi Hendrix will kick in your door and do something unpleasant to you. So if you have the shekels, and I know you have the shekels, sobtactical.com, and sign up for the class. There's only 10 people allowed in the class. Yeah, you don't shoot fast enough and straight enough, right? Shooting paper targets that don't move is not the same as shooting dudes kicking in your door trying to kill you and your wife. It's worth training. It's worth extending yourself beyond what you're comfortable with. I think, you know what I mean? Whatever, like shooting low left on fucking paper targets. Is he a sponsor? No, he should be, right? No, he's an Israel First guy. Listen, I like the guy. He's a good guy. He's a fucking whatever. He's an Israel First guy. But here's why I'm more practical. The laser's not bad. Whatever. Do what you got, Paxton. I'm just trying to keep you alive. All right. I'm not a millennial. I don't hate boomers, right? The millennials are the people who hate boomers. I'm a Gen X guy. You know what I mean? I don't think you're evil. I don't think you're wrong. You know what I mean? I think, did you have life in easy mode? No, he's not kosher. He's a Chicago guy. He's Scottish or whatever, fucking Irish. What the fuck his name is? McPhee. He's not kosher, but he's a fucking whatever. He's fucking Delta Force guy. Like they were like designed to defend Israel. If you watch the original crappy Delta Force movie, which I saw 30 years ago, with fucking Lee Marvin and Chuck Norris was in that. Lee Marvin. They literally say like the purpose of Delta Force is to protect Israel. It's comically bad. Oh my God, it's so bad. Anyway, my point is, for my life, and I'm trying to imagine the future, who am I likely to be? Whether it's a dark-skinned person whose name is Jamal, or it's a white-skinned dude named Richard Spencer. No, I'm not. I'm just making that up. And I have to. I'm forced in a position where I listen. I can't flee. I can't talk my way out of it. And lower levels of force are not going to get me out of this. And we got to go lethal force. I want to be able to shoot straight and fast, right? And the people who do that best are the people I want to learn from. Their politics, their worldview, I don't give a fuck. I want to learn how to shoot straight and fast as best as I can. Listen, am I doing the right thing? I don't fucking know. Am I doing enough of it? I don't know. Like at the end of the day, right? Whether the police decide to all get the flu at the same time, whether everybody gets COVID and 50% of the police force has COVID, you know what I mean? And then some dumb motherfucker puts handcuffs on another crackhead and the crackhead dies and BLM decides, hey, well, you know what? We need another $1 billion payday, like they decided a couple of years ago, and they decide to burn the the entire United States, and you're like, fuck, there's no police force, and you're like, fuck, they're kicking in doors, and like, are you going to be at the pointy end of things? I don't know. I hope not. But for me, I think, shit, fuck, I could be at the pointy end of things. I could be at the wrong fucking end of this. And if there's a skill set that I could practice that might get me through that, where, listen, I'm still going to have to get arrested. I'm still going to do 90 days in county. I'm still going to fucking have to beat the DA in court because they're going to make me out to be fucking Adolf Hitler with horns in the tail. Like, I get that. I know all that's coming, but I have to survive the initial 5 minutes. And how do I survive that initial 5 minutes? Let me find some motherfucker who's done this a lot of times before and practice his method. That's what I think. I could be wrong. Hopefully I'm wasting my time and money, right? I'm just wasting time and money and shooting paper targets, and fucking God forbid that I ever have to fucking do this IRL. But if I have to do this shit IRL, I want to fucking survive to verbally fight with the fucking DA in court. Point aiming is Zen. Yeah, we'll see about that. We shall see. Okay, so listen, it's September. There's a limited number of spots. Consider it, okay? Consider getting some training, whatever. You could chill with me for a weekend. Who wouldn't want that? That'd be like a fucking prize. I could offer that as a prize on this fucking channel. Chill with me for a fucking weekend. I'm going to be a dick. The fucking asshole that I am, with random strangers with guns, a SWAT team guy and a fucking Delta Force dude. Who the fuck wouldn't want to be there? Come on, bro. Think about it, Paxton. Whatever. Ask your wife if you can spend the money. Anyway, I think it's a good idea. Whatever, you do what you want to do. Okay, thank you for being here, by the way. 37 fucking messages. Paxton with these boomers. Like, I can't believe you got arthritis. You're fucking taking Geritol, fucking drinking prune juice during the fucking show. And he still manages to write more messages than anyone else in the chat. So you say that the boomers aren't the greatest generation? Please. So Kazakhstan, rob job, $300 million. You missed that part earlier, okay? Kazakhstan, all the shit. The president of Kazakhstan robbed all the money from the country, gave it to his daughter. She flew to London with it. The CIA probably helped her, right? These bodyguard dudes that I occasionally see, I don't see them all the time, but I occasionally see them in Washington, D.C. at IID, that are guarding like foreign bodyguards, these big fucking jacked fucking super special forces dudes. Those guys probably, and she's a very pretty girl. She looks kind of like Sandra Bullock, actually. The actress Sandra Bullock. I'm sure they got her to the plane, got her on the plane, brought her to where she needs to be safely, right? That's the CIA involvement in Kazakhstan. But it's a rob job. It's about shutting down 18% of all Bitcoin mining, because 18% of all Bitcoin mining occurs in Kazakhstan, because Kazakhstan has hydroelectric power, which is basically free electricity. So the government shut off the internet because of terrorism, like in 9/11, we have to put everyone under video camera because 19 Saudi Arabians and one dude from Chicago who was black flew airplanes into buildings in New York, and two airplanes knocked down 3 buildings in New York City, right? You know what I mean? So that's why the Kazakhstanis, they had half a dozen and two dozen soldiers get shot by terrorists, supposedly Syrians, supposedly Arab speakers. And that's why they got to shut off the internet. And that's why they got to do what they got to do. Listen, it's all a fucking money grab, right? It's a money grab. It's a rob job. All right. You got to watch the beginning. What the fuck is OV? What do you want? The chat is dead. Fuck chat. The chat's all nobody even dares to come into the fucking chat because I'll beat them up. I will beat the crap out of you in chat. That's all I do is abuse my audience Bob Paxton. This is why I admire you, because you're bulletproof. God bless you. Why would you want to hang with me, IRL? I'm fucking crazy fun. The chat is dead. What the fuck is OV? OV, fuck you. Okay. I don't know. How did you not see this? OV, whom I had been taken to calling YouTube's wealthiest bisexual Nazi. You've heard me say that before. Said it a bunch of times. Said that on Norvin's streams. I don't know if you know Norvin's channel. If you type in on YouTube Norvin Hobbs, you'll find his channel. But it's none of his videos are saved. Like it's a stream, and when it's done, boom, it's done. So it has a very much in the moment quality, right? So, and I got banned from it, and I was like, I pretended to be rage quit. Whatever, I still go. He still throws a link in the fucking chat. I still go on. I was on there 2 days ago. OV admitted that he's been trying to groom a 13-year-old boy. He's trying to seduce a 13-year-old boy online. He admitted that on Norvin's stream, and the people who, your best friend, by the way, Richard Spencer, from Politically Provoked, the show that's run by a Jewish girl who has a black co-host who no one ever sees because he's a Fed. Like, he never shows his face, but he's the co-host. You never see him and whatever. So Richard Spencer goes on there. And then Culture Thug was on there arguing with him, and Spencer acts like a homo because Spencer really is a homo. He's like crying like, oh, the only reason I'm here is because Brittany invited me, and blah, 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 blah. Whole big fucking thing. That show, Politically Provoked, which is it's like the new super Luke Ford, the new edgy, right-wing, extremist kind of YouTube channels, YouTube/BitChute/Odyssey channel. So what was I going to say? OV, someone from that Politically Provoked world records Norvin's stream where OV admits to attempting to groom a 13-year-old child, right? And then does a To Catch a Predator stream himself, and then the whole thing, all the shit gets taken down, all the shit gets wiped away. But it did happen, right? It happened. Your best friends who drove you if you're driving home. What? Where the fuck is OV? OV is probably in therapy right now, or talking to his fucking parole officer. Bob Paxton in the chat. LOL. Your best friends who you drove as if you didn't drive enough to South Carolina. I see. What are you, Paxton? The fucking prune juice has gone to your head. You're not making sense. Okay, so that's OV admits to me a kitty toucher, and somebody from Politically Provoked records that, but then it all fucking vanishes, right? It all vanishes. Why? I don't fucking know. But I was on Norvin's stream Saturday night with Culture Thug and what's his name? Patrick Bateman was there. Bateman was the fucking best behaved Bateman you ever fucking saw. Like, he's, Bateman always wants to fucking fight with me, even though I beat the crap out of him a dozen times. But Bateman was like, everybody treats Culture Thug like he's a star, because I guess he's like the biggest YouTube guy on the right. But he and I were chilling, like I'm drinking ouzo, he's drinking wine. We're talking back and forth, different things. He's talking about his time when he was in prison. I'm talking about dudes I knew that were in prison because I've never been inside. Anyway, we're having fun, and the conversation's going along. It was pretty good. It was pretty funny. But like I said, Northern stuff he doesn't keep up because it's going to get fucking wiped. He's going to get hit for hate speech. So once the stream is done, boom, it's done. If you don't catch it live, you don't catch it. I'll pack them in the chat. That shows so IQ and lane. Yeah, it is. It's lane. I understand it's lane, and that's where Richard Spencer is. So Culture Thug, while we're on Saturday night, while we're on the stream, because I blocked that pretty chick I went on there once to just smash them and fucking leave. So Culture Thug goes on there while Richard Spencer's on there, Culture Thug is like, he's not really beefing with him, right? He was being too polite. And I'm like, at this point, this was Saturday night. I driven, the fuck did I come back from on Saturday? I don't remember. Maybe Rhode Island. Yeah, Rhode Island. I came back from Warwick, Rhode Island. I went there twice this week. And so it was a long ass fucking drive. So I come home and then like I'm like chilling and I see going and streaming. I'm like, and he drops the link. I'm like, you know what the fuck? I got some fucking Uzo. I'm home. I'm not driving, whatever. Like I'll just let's see if I can go on. Northern lets me on, but we're hanging out. And then Culture Thug goes to we're politically provoked this, and then Northern, like I said this earlier, I'm just repeating myself at this point. Northern streams in the middle of his stream, the politically provoked stream, where Culture Thug is kind of beefing with, too politely, in my opinion, with Richard Spencer. And Spencer's like, he's gay as fuck. He's like, I'm only here because Britney's fucking want to be here. He's like so gay and so feminine. Like, you would think, like, all right, James, you're a jerk off, whatever. You pretend to be extra macho. You're not really a real human in real life. But of course, you're going to say Richard Spencer's a homo. But fucking Spencer comes off as a fucking homo. Like, his reasoning, everything is fucking gay as can be. I think the feds are throwing me. No, it's just like, I'm running this fucking whole show off my cell phone. I got like this much bandwidth. I need friends IRL, so I say off toxic streams. No, listen, I'm a free fucking speech guy. Here's the thing. I didn't realize there's a dude that shows up on Norvin's stream who's like an Iranian guy, right? So Culture Thug is like part Iranian, and then there's another guy. I don't know who the other guy is, who's like really Iranian. Like he has a fucking a Nazi flag behind him. And I'm like, and as soon as I saw the Nazi flag, I was like, OV. Like, I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, I'm thinking like Fed post. So I don't realize this guy's like in Tehran or something like that. You know what I mean? I don't even know who the fuck this dude is. But he shows up occasionally. I might have seen him once before, but I can't keep track of all these characters. There's a lot of characters. So this guy's like blah 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 blah, and I God forbid, I said something negative about Adolf Hitler. Can you imagine saying something negative about Adolf Hitler? The whole fucking everybody in the street goes fucking ape shit, and the fucking chat goes fucking ape shit, and I'm like, well, wow, this is really a pro Hitler crowd. But whatever. I was like, okay, you know, you keep waiting for your fucking Messiah to come and save you from the fucking evil Jews. Not gonna happen. Right? Is it gonna happen? I'm telling you it's not gonna happen. Smarten the fuck up. But you don't want to listen to me. Bob Paxton, me and three feds winning. That's true. Yeah, think about the FBI office right now in Atlantic City, New Jersey, which should be monitoring all the Jews stealing from everyone in fucking Atlantic City, all the casino owners. And now they're all just dialing in. They got a drone flying over your fucking boat, like counting the flounder that you got. Because it knows flounder season is past, right? Bass season is past. Whatever. I know somebody. I know a lot of fishermen. I should say I know one fisherman, Ziggy the Pollock, who I torture endlessly, but he's actually a good guy. Ziggy's he's a boomer like you, Paxton. He's like a Woodstock guy. Northfield. I don't know. I don't think I've been to Northfield before. Ziggy the Pollock, as much as I fucking torture him, and I swear to God, the more I torture him, the more he fucking wants to be friends with me. But even Ziggy the Pollock, who's like a pro-Trump guy or whatever, like he knows who Spencer is, and he's like, this was a weird, I want to be an extremist thing. Like, nah, you really don't. You don't want to be a fucking extremist because there's a high price to pay for that. And if you are specifically ideological, you're going to get fucked. And that's kind of like the point of the stream, and the point of the last 37 streams I've made is that if your belief system is that there's a system of government that's going to work for me, and the guy at the top is going to be a good guy, and somehow we're going to make him moral and obey the rules and whatever, even though we're not watching. It's never happened historically, right? It's not going to happen. And that's why, and you go like, oh, you're like a crazy fucking wild-eyed fucking loon with your Bitcoin shit. Listen to me. A type of money that they cannot seize from you. Another Russian in the fucking chat. The FSB is literally here. I'm beefing about fucking Kazakhstan. The entire FSB. Welcome Moscow. Welcome St. Petersburg. Welcome little fucking Russian dudes sitting in the basement smoking crap cigarettes. We will destroy capitalism with our fucking bastards to destroy communism. I will destroy the West with your shitty fucking crap cigarettes with cardboard fucking filters. Horrible Russian cigarettes. I never smoked them, but I've heard they're terrible. Okay, for all the dudes in basements in St. Petersburg, which is really either fucking, pardon me, Fort Meade in Maryland or Utah. We all know that, right? We all know they're either in fucking Utah or Fort fucking Meade, and I think Fort Meade is fucking done. Utah, where's that? That's where they attacked me from. That's where my phone got hacked from. That's where they tried to steal my Bitcoin the second time. The first time they conned me, 100% I got fucking conned. Embarrassing, not fun to fucking admit. Took 5.86 Bitcoin, which is a fucking fortune like you can't fucking imagine. And I have less than that now, but I still have some. Dudes, Russian dudes in the chat, sister R19 LOL online. Man, I don't know. You're typing. If you're really typing on a Cyrillic keyboard, I have no idea what you're saying. Welcome to the show anyway. Here's the thing. Putin and the Jews that surround him are just like Trump and the Jews, just like the Jews that surround Biden. The elites are one specific ethnicity, right? They're like at least 43% of it, and their control is insane. And they are petty, and they are vindictive, and they are completely immoral. So what I suggest you do is avoid any explicitly political groups that challenge anything. This is a waste of time. It's either controlled opposition or it's doomed to fucking fail. There is literally an ocean of fucking money to hire fucking Holly. Holly's here. Bob Paxton says, St. Petersburg, be careful you chicken tendies. What? Literally, I have no idea what's going on. If Holly's here, welcome, Holly. That's our girl. That's technically our baker in Utah. You need a cookie. You need something carbohydrate and sugar. Holly is your girl. She really is. And she's like pro level. No lie. She's pro level. At any rate, the thing about this is they're controlled by the same fucking people. The idea, the thinking that central bankers somehow do not control Russia is naive. That is beyond naive, and it's in denial of the facts. Does Putin do the best he can do with what he can do? Yeah, probably. But does that mean he has fucking veto power over this? He put one Jewish oligarch in jail. The others are fucking running free. You know what I mean? So, again, I don't mean to be biblical because I'm not a biblical guy. But if you have, and I know a lot of people in these circles have a divine-centered or God-centered mindset or a Christ-centered mindset, the Bible tells you explicitly, put not your faith in kings. That means you're fucking leaders. Like, you cannot expect someone else to rescue you. You just can't expect that. You're being naive. You're being childish. You have to figure out how you're going to rescue yourself and those you care about. obviously your blood family, etc., etc. Like for a lot of us who look at elite power, who see it for what it is, and you try to tell your family that they go like, "Oh, you're crazy, you're a hater, blah 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 blah." And you have to be like, "No, look, here's what it's." They said it right here. Here's a video, blah 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 blah, and they just won't see it. They literally will not fucking see it, and that's enormously frustrating. It's enormously frustrating. And yet, at the end of the day, you have to decide, okay, I'm going to see the world the way it really is, right? And I'm going to try and prep for really bad fucking shit to avoid that for myself, because you're not winning anything. You're not winning any fucking points. You think you're going to get a fucking medal? You think you're going to hang a fucking, like, oh, here's the fucking award for fucking whatever. Like, they're not going to put a medal on your chest, right? And it's going to matter anyway. You need to try and prep as best you can for yourself and for those you care about, and expect things to get worse. How fast, how bad, where you are, I don't fucking know. Like, that's impossible for me to say. It's impossible for me to say. Bob Paxton, Rasputin. I don't know. Like, now you're fucking smart. Get off the fucking bomb, all right? Stop with the fucking Paxton. It's not fucking Woodstock. You're not smoking weed, just rhyming shit, pretending you're starting to rhyme stuff. Rasputin, terrible, terrible, terrible chat behavior, Mr. Paxton. You should be ashamed. All right, good night, Bob Paxton. Only 2 feds. Good night, sir. Thank you for showing up. The future's not going to arrive as fast as you think it is, right? But it's not going to get better. No one's fixing this. No one can fix this. Because the people that sort of control things are above all this. None of this affects them. When shit goes bad, they give it, they go, Tanya, come here, take the suitcase with $300 million and fly to London. You say, well, that's only faraway places and in lands we never heard of. Yes, it's Turkey, it's Venezuela, it's Lebanon, it's Kazakhstan. As each domino falls, eventually we'll get closer to us. And I'm not saying, I'm telling you, try to protect yourself. Like, I don't know, like, you could think I'm wrong as the fucking day is long. Okay, whatever. Write your comments below. Write your detailed comments below. But. What's your fucking idea? Wait for a hero? Wait for a savior? This political party, that political party, how is it not going to be subverted by money? How is it not going to be subverted, inverted, by offering a lot of value to someone who can lead the large group that's against the elites? Explain that to me. Again, write your comments below. Where are we at? 2 hours. Fuck, 2 hours and 12 minutes. Way too long. I lost Bob Paxton. I lost Holly, the 3 Russian guys. the FSB is like, fuck it. We're not getting no, I cannot get permission for overtime. Fuck it, I log off. Okay. All right, FSB guys. Whoever you are. I'm going to bail out here. Right? What is it? 11:30. 11:30 East Coast time. But yeah. What you need to see the world the way it really is. And I'm trying to do that. I'm fucking am I trying to help you do that? Now I got 2 viewers. Just my viewers went from 1 to 2. I wonder if I shouldn't fucking stick around a little longer. Problem is I have to do like a BRB thing. You know what? I'm gonna do a BRB and see who's still here. I can't believe I still have one viewer. This must be like a bot. Okay. So I'm gonna like recycle a little bit. I'm gonna like loop back. The thing about most people who are unhappy with the current situation is they're ideologues, right? They have a specific worldview that, again, another Russian. How many Russians are here? Like literally, because I said Kazakhstan. Like does Google have fucking Kazakhstan as like some kind of keyword? Apparently it must. And I said Kazakhstan was a robbery. Kazakhstan was a nation level robbery. Right? Do you understand? I don't know. All you Russian dudes or the people having Russian sit in the chat, whether you're bots or I don't know who the fuck you are. Your entire country was robbed. Right? And it just conveniently, just coincidentally happened to shut down 18% of Bitcoin. Guess what? Bitcoin doesn't fucking care. We don't care that you ain't going to stop us. Right? You can do your dumbass false flag shit with, you can kill 30 of your own soldiers, shoot a bunch of other people with shitty ass shotguns and fucking worn out fucking AKs. Right? You can do that. Paxton, you're still here, you're supposed to be asleep. Right? You can do that to cover the fact that your daughter, the president's daughter, flew out of Almaty, Kazakhstan, to London, England, with $300 million. That's a real fucking motivation. Okay? $300 million is generational wealth. If you look at the history of the Soviet Union, you look at what the communists did, and they fucking, the labor, I know Jonathan Paul, the labor armies, and they sold timber to the West, and they sold oil to the West, and they sold minerals to the West. They took all they used slave labor, white slave labor, German, Polish slave labor, etc., to extract wealth from the ground, sell it to the West, so they could build their ideal Soviet state, their ideal communist state. Okay, that fucking failed. But you know what? The people at the top lived great. They lived in the fucking houses in these fucking castles, these fucking dacha, right? Of the fucking, of the czars and that level of people. They took all that shit over. Right? They lived at the top of that. They never wanted for anything. But Paxton, I've muted you, Squid Game. Paxton, you're too wigging out. All right, so here's the thing. The Soviet Union and the stands, Afghanistan, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, all of the stands, which technically surround Russia and Belarus. They're the outer provinces of the Soviet Empire, and that in previous decades, Europeans were sent there to resettle and to help these people out technologically. Central Europe was a fucking disaster, and still is a disaster. To be honest, I'm not joking when I say I'm amazed that $300 million was extracted from Kazakhstan. I can't believe there's that much money in the whole fucking country. Like, I don't know what they have that's that valuable. I don't know. Now, mind you, Kazakhstan doesn't pop up on anybody's radar, but this is all about hurting Bitcoin. This is all about hurting Bitcoin. If you don't see that, I can't help you. Right? And the reason what makes it particularly pathetic, you have to remember when China banned Bitcoin, China had 56% of Bitcoin's mining capacity. Paxton saying it's tough to. All right, hang on, stop. the counter. He will do. We'll go like bandwidth friendly. That okay? That Kazakhstan had $300 million worth of value to be stolen is amazing, right? I don't know what that $300 million was worth. I don't know. I don't know what the Kazakhstan money is called. Do they use rubles? I don't know how many rubles that is. I think it's like, I don't know what the rubles to dollar exchange is, but it's got to be 800 to 1 at least. At least. So, that in the history of the Soviet Union, from the Bolshevik Revolution to the early 90s or to today, let's call it the technical fall of communism, 1991, there were, I don't know, 25 to 40 million human beings killed one way or another, worked to death, or shot, and their fucking bodies used to fucking enrich the fucking earth, right? But in the meantime, from 1917 to 1991, the Soviet, the Russian, the communist, not Russian, the communist governance used slave labor, they used labor armies, etc., to sell everything they could to the West that was valuable in order to build their ideal socialist state, right? And they failed, of course, because you are dependent. When what you have is physical things and labor to sell, you're on the bottom end of things, right? In a capitalist system, in a system where money that is created by bankers is supreme. So that the Soviet Union, either selling oil or timber or whatever the fuck it was at whatever point, attempted to build their dream, right? Like, we'll just be in a bitch position for just a little bit longer. We'll just be like subservient to Wall Street just a little bit longer, and then we're going to build our Soviet socialist super state, which will destroy the West. Well, guess what? That didn't happen, right? It didn't happen, no matter how many people they killed, no matter how many people they fucking just shot in the back of the head. Like, it just didn't fucking matter. You're never going to win that way. Your economic worldview, your worldview of what creates value and how that happens, is wrong and has never been right. It's been tried at gunpoint for 70 years and failed. Now you say, "Oh, James, you're a fucking flag waving capitalist Republican." I'm not a Republican. I have not been a Republican for like 40 fucking years. What was the last thing I bought with BTC? Hey, Bob Paxson, what was the last thing you bought with gold bars? I want to fuck with Bob Paxson. He always wants to fuck with me. These boomers, they love this fucking these exchanges where nobody bleeds and nobody actually gets hurt. Okay, Bob Paxson at 11:44 p.m. What was the last thing I bought with BTC? What was the last thing you bought with Apple stock? What was the last thing you bought with a gold bar? What was the last thing you bought with a barrel of oil? Okay, I'll give you three opportunities. You put all three of those in the bottom. Like, just because you can't use it every day, or you don't use it every day, most people don't use it every day, doesn't mean it doesn't have fucking value. Get it? Get it? You fucking boomer. You fucking pot smoking, rainbow fucking tie-dye wearing boomer, or fucking pull the fish out of the ocean motherfucker. The answer directly is, what was the last thing you bought? Really, does BTC have value? Does Bitcoin have value? 100%. More than you know, all right? Because it's not controlled by any government. What was the last thing you bought with a gold coin, right? You take a U.S. American gold double eagle coin, right? Which is a $20 coin. Well, it was a $20 coin 100 years ago. But today, if you could bring it to a supermarket, right, and buy groceries with it, they would only give you $20 worth of value, even though gold is worth $1,700 an ounce, $1,700 an ounce. So you got a gold double eagle that's 1 ounce of pure gold, but you can only buy $20 worth of fucking whatever Chef Boyardee, whatever the fuck you boomers fucking eat. What was the last thing I bought with BTC? I trade my shitty Zog bucks for BTC. Again, Bob Paxton, here's what you get wrong. Your idea is that you take your real money, US dollars, and trade it for fake internet money, which is Bitcoin, and then trade back at an advantage for real money, which is USD. You have it exactly fucking wrong. You did the exact inverse. I take the shit money I get, which is USD, and I trade it for real money, which is Bitcoin. And I wait for the rest of the world to fucking catch up. And by the way, Bitcoin is traded 24/7, 365 for any currency in the fucking world. Okay? So, Bob Paxton in the chat. Good luck, Neo. Guess what? I don't need luck. I really do not need luck. Right? I've been lucky a lot of times in my life. Although I didn't always see it that way. You don't know a world without the US dollar. You don't know a world without US dollar dominance. So, because you smoked too much weed and listened to too much Jimi Hendrix, you can't fucking imagine a world without the US dollar. If you could, if you were brave enough to step outside of your worldview and imagine something different, I don't think you have to accept it. I mean, you just have to imagine it for 5 minutes without overtaking your brain, which probably you can't do. Then you would have a better perspective. I'm not saying you would have my perspective. I'm saying you would have a better perspective. But you have a singular perspective, which is the US dollar has existed always and will exist always and will be the only real money always, forever. And that view is not fact-based. Bob Paxton, look at them trying to trigger me. I sound like a Christian. Motherfucker, the last thing I am on this planet Earth is a fucking Christian. That is the very, very last of all the things you could accuse me of. That is the very last thing you could accuse me of. You say, well, and I think what you're trying to get at is that. I think what Bob Paxton in the chat is trying to get at is that I have a certainty, right? I have a certainty that he has only experienced with religious people, right? That people who are exceptionally religious, exceptionally fervent in their religiosity, this is the only time he has encountered anyone similar to me or similar to what I'm saying. And so he equates me with a Christian. And motherfucker, let me tell you, I am the least Christian of anyone you ever fucking met. Bob Paxton, true belief in mathematics, yes. Mathematics and scarcity, right? My understanding of mathematics is limited, right? Because I was partially because of the limits of my brain, the limits of my IQ, but secondarily because I was taught poorly, right? So, however, here's what I know. Mathematics cannot lie. 2 plus 2 is always 4. It's never 5. It's never 3. 2 plus 2 is always 4. It's true in America. It's true in Russia. It's true on the moon. It's true at the bottom of the frozen sea of Neptune. It's always fucking true. Bob Paxton, if I do this to you, Northern Milk Crush, what the fuck are you talking about? Paxton, you whacked it. Rewrite that fucking thing. Fucking sleepy boomer. Sleepy boomer. I'm trying to entertain the Russians, by the way. I'm literally trying to entertain every Russian that's on the internet right now talking about Kazakhstan. They're like, what's the truth about Kazakhstan? I've told the truth about Kazakhstan like 4 times in this stream. And I know the Russians probably like to hear things repeated over and over again. At least they did during the Soviet days. Right? They would like this endless fucking same fucking speeches. Like, people hear him going like 2 hours and 32 minutes. I'm looking at the timer. Virgil Doc, thank you for showing up. And thank you again. And have a good night, Virgil Doc. I'm running 2 hours, 32 minutes, like largely off the top of my head. I mostly did a couple of quick scribble notes before the show, like I always do. And guess what? I'm better than any communist who literally ever lived, who ever lived, right? You keep expecting a hero to come and save you, the ideologically pure person who's going to fix the money and going to fix the morals, and going to stop women from getting tattoos, and no one's going to smoke weed, and the black people will all have to swim back to Africa with the Jews strapped to their fucking back. And this person's going to come any day now, any fucking day now. They're not coming, right? The idea that a single point of failure system, a monarchical and autocratic system, a president, a prime minister, is going to fix your problems is wrong thinking. It is not aligned with reality. The people who genuinely control things, which is the money people, right? Which is the bankers. We all know the majority of the central bankers wear small hats. They don't eat pork, and they don't go to church on Sunday. We know that that's the majority of people, right? And they will present to you whatever they need to present to you to distract you, to stop you from fucking their shit up. However, they're crazy and insane, and they don't understand how the real world works. And they're going to fuck shit up. And when I tell people what this channel is about is how to protect yourself, right? How to not be on the fucking shit end of the stick. How to see events clearly from real human incentive and real fucking human motivations. The fuck? Paxton, is Holly here? I don't see her in the chat. Why do I not see her in the chat? Holly the cook disapproves. Of course she disapproves. She's a Russian Orthodox girl. But she didn't. You know what? She can forgive me. And by the way, not for nothing about Paxton, Holly the cook is a Bitcoin chick. All right. Holly the cook, the baker, the innocent baker from Idaho, right? She's in Idaho, is a Bitcoin girl, right? She understands that my lack of faith, my amorality, my irreligiosity aside, right? She's managed to sidestep all of that and listen to what I have to say and understand that what I have to say is correct, right? And she, by the way, Bob Paxton, she's a Bitcoin chick, right? She DCAs, she dollar cost averages into Bitcoin every week with Coinbase. I don't want to say too much about what she does, but that's what she does, right? So she's, however you want to think about Holly the cook, at the very least, she's hedging her bets, right? She understands that the people who control the money are evil small hats, and she wants a different system. Whether she views that through a Christian lens or some other lens, I don't care. Like, I don't. You want to be a Christian person? That's great. That is fucking wonderful, right? If you think that God created Bitcoin to destroy the communists, dude, I'm 100% with you. Like, I can work with you, right? If you think Bitcoin is a libertarian way to free humanity to snort cocaine out of this ass crack of a supermodel and drive Lamborghinis, I can work with you, right? If you think Bitcoin is just the new evolution of a method of fucking exchange that's faster and more secure, I can work with you, right? I don't fucking care. I'm not ideological, right? I am not any longer ideological. I spent too much time doing that, and I always ended up on the wrong end of things. So, since I'm not getting a paycheck from the Republican National Committee or the Democratic National Committee or whatever, Paxton, you wait. This is wait at midnight. You should turn into a pumpkin. You fucking prick you. Although I got nothing. I beat you up all the time in the chat, and you still keep taking it. This proves that honestly that boomers are tougher than millennials. I'm asking you to listen to my argument, right? And I'm not talking about a shouting contest. I'm not talking about an insult contest, right? I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a series of logical, fact-based, reality-based statements that lead you to closer to the truth. And if you can follow that, you can follow it. If you can't follow that, you can't follow that, right? So I wish you the best. Honestly, God, I wish you the best. I'm not lying. If I'm wrong, I'm fucking wrong, and I'll take it on the fucking chin. But you put your faith in people, kings, presidents, prime ministers, who have consistently led you to your death on an industrial scale and stolen your wealth on a national scale. And I'm telling you, this is a bad idea. Now, at this point, in 2022, January 10th or 11th, wherever the fuck we are, in 2022, you have a relatively good opportunity to pivot from the system you were born in, where you're guaranteed to lose and they're guaranteed to win, to something else. Now, is it guaranteed? Now, the new system, is it guaranteed to win? No, it's not guaranteed to win. But is there a better idea? I don't know. I don't see it. I've been through all of your ideas. I am. One of the things about it being a fucking psychotic, atheistic fucking loon is that I can knife through all of your ideas. I have no respect for none of your ideas. Having had my boundaries sort of violated, not the way OV had his boundaries violated. But being for my family, being in the fucking orphanage, being a ward of the fucking state, under controlled custody, like having had that happen, it changes the way you think and see the world, right? And I don't give a fuck if you ever buy Bitcoin. Probably you will die before Bitcoin goes to $1 million, right? Or more. So probably doesn't matter to you. But to people younger than you who are about to lose their wealth, their entire life fucking savings, you don't want to end up like the people of Kazakhstan. You don't want to fucking end up like them. Stop being a child. Bob Paxton. Why do all my bros try to steer me towards Bitcoin? Religion or Bitcoin? The two are not mutually exclusive. I don't know who your bros are. I'm not down at the freaking senior center sucking on prune juice like you, Paxton. I'm like a total Chad. I'm like a super giga Chad dude. Signing up for fucking pistol classes with fucking Delta Force guys when you're fucking gay ass going, I can shoot low left for the rest of my life, and that'll be fine because all you have to shoot is fucking cardboard targets at 10 yards away in the fucking public range. You and I are not the same. You know, I'm prepping. You could argue that I'm prepping for shit that's never going to happen. Yeah, maybe. In which case, whatever. I'm having fun. You know, there's other things to waste your money on. I guess cocaine and hookers. You know what I mean? But if I am in the wrong place at the wrong time and I can't run and I can't talk my way out of it, and things got to go really fucking sideways. I want to have practice a skill set from the best people who do this shit. That's my worldview. That's not your worldview. That's fine. You think you can go, hey, Jimi Hendrix, bro, or man, I really like that fucking LeBron guy, and maybe that'll work. I don't know if it'll work. If it won't work, but I'll put my faith in me, not them. You know what I mean? So that's that. You know, part of I think a lot of these ideological people, and I think this is Paxton, this is you, this is on a poll, this is a bunch of people. You don't want the rubber to ever meet the road. Like your perfect world is always one day away. Like the similarity between you and the communists. Like there's a meme where like communism is always one more murder away from success. Right? Just one more murder. We just gotta kill one more person. We just gotta kill one more subversive, and then we can succeed. Just one more murder, just one more killing, just one more fucking field full of dead bodies. Then we can succeed. And no matter how many more murders and how many more fucking fields full of dead bodies, they never succeed. Right? So, and this is the bargains, the shitty bargains that people make with themselves because they've committed somehow to some ideology that doesn't work. It just doesn't work. If I just do this, if I just sacrifice this, if I just one more, just another this and that, and maybe it'll work this time. Well, Paxton, you got nothing. Chad is banging the same. Well, I'm glad you listen. Paxton, you're getting weird in the chat. I'm glad you love your wife. I'm glad you're in a committed relationship for multi-decades. Bro, you're fucking lucky. I'm not kidding. You're lucky. What I'm arguing against is that one ideology. I don't know what your ideology is. Your ideology is Bitcoin sucks. Okay, Bitcoin sucks. Fair enough, right? Bitcoin sucks, and it's fake, and it's gay, right? Gold bars or Apple stock or Microsoft shares or whatever is real, and the likelihood that you're going to spend multi-decades with a woman that you are attracted to and you really care about is very, very high. Okay, that is not most people's experience. Most people do not experience that. Have you noticed that, Bob Paxton? In your world, how many dudes are still married after 4 decades, 3.5, 4 decades to a woman that they enjoy seeing every morning, that they want to be with every night? How many of all the people you know, of all the boomers in the fucking gray-haired fucking senior center you're in, What percentage? Put a number in the chat, motherfucker. What percentage live like you live? Have what you have? Oh, I don't care about most. Holy shit! Holy shit! I wish I could screenshot this. I don't care about most people. Well, welcome to the fucking real world, Bob Paxson. At the end of the day, right? You can't care about most people, right? No, I'm not jealous. And honestly, in some ways, I am. Whatever. I don't know. I'm not jealous. I'm not 100% sure I'm jealous. Not 100% sure. Because I can say and do things you could never say and do. I don't know where your wife is right now, but she's not sitting right next to you listening to this. There's no fucking way. Here's the thing, Chuckles. Here's the thing. You don't care about most people, and most people don't care about you. That's what I'm talking about. Real world. Yeah, dickhead. Real world fucking human motivations. Right? Real world. You don't care about them, and they don't care about you. That's true. When I'm describing a corporation based on individuals putting up Bitcoin or some valuable money, let's imagine it's Bob Paxson bucks or fucking USDC, United States digital currency. Let's imagine this really happens. There will be USDC, but it'll be worthless shit. Living in a community, whether you go fishing, or you're in the mountains, you go hunting, or you live in the plains and you grow sheep and cows and whatever, right? In order to live in a zip code, a specifically defined geographic area, you have to put up something of value. No, I'm not. No, I'm really not. Right? You can't live here unless you fucking belong here. You belong here if you can produce things of value. Or go live somewhere else. Go live in a government plantation. Wait for your welfare check, your Section 8, whatever. Go live in that world. The world where you have skills and abilities that produce things of value, and you can live in a manner and a method that you want to live. And it's all based on money. Whether you think that money is Bitcoin or you think that money is the US digital fucking currency of the future, I don't give a fuck what you think it is. That's what's coming. That's 100% what's coming, Bob Paxson. Right? You can be like Ziggy to Pollock all you want. Your shit tier fucking arguments, your arguments suck. I'm embarrassing myself. You think I give a fuck about what fucking people think of me? I have a fucking YouTube channel with 49 fucking subscribers, and that's about 40 subscribers too fucking high. Fucking now Paxson's being a dick. That prune juice must have fucking gone alcoholic for you, because now you're talking weird shit in the fucking chat. So what the future looks like, think of 100 years ago, think of 200 years ago. Could they imagine the way we live now? No. Can you imagine 20, 50, 100 years forward? No. You are incapable of imagining how technology is going to change the way people interact. That's a fair statement. That's a fact-based statement. It's not a political statement. It's not a religious statement. That's a statement of fact. So, what matters. Your ideology, your skin color, how wide your fucking whatever the nodes between your forehead are. None of that shit matters. Bob Paxton, is Holly in the chat? I don't see her. Hold on. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to do a BRB thing. The fuck? Listen, Paxton, you psycho. Do I say Holly? Listen, Holly and I are friends, arguably, although we've never actually met. Right? She lives on a whole other side of the country than me. She's religious. I'm not religious. She's a foodie. Well, she's a baker. She's a baker. Holly the baker. Right? And she's extraordinarily good at it. She, as much as she has a specific religious worldview, she listens to everyone's opinion. There's a woman who's at least half Lebanese, Karen Assad. I think she's half. Who also, she is a Muslim, who also is a subscriber to the show. Now, I don't think she thinks anything I think about Islam and whatever, but she's also a woman who listens to other people's opinions, right? She wants to hear this. She doesn't always agree with it, but she wants to hear it, right? Here's the thing that's critical. So one of the things that when I was talking with Culture Talk the other night, here's the thing that's critical that you need to understand. I don't always have to agree with you, right? Like the idea that like, yo, we're here. I'm gonna do this. Like, we're all white power dudes. Yo, that's not true. Fucking yo, manas, whatever the fucking dumb shit you fucking believe in. That isn't necessary, right? I need to hear what you have to say. Is what you're saying legit, or is what you're saying bullshit? Right? At the end of the day, that's that. Like, I'm gonna have my Holly's gonna have her beliefs. Karen's gonna have her beliefs. I'm gonna have my beliefs. At the end of life, who knows it fucking goes. In the meantime, you need to hear people who are telling the truth. What the best, the closest they can come, and information that's useful to you. Now, you want to be a dick? Go ahead, be a fucking dick. But at the end of the day, people like Holly, who do not believe what I believe, and people like Karen Assad, who does not believe what I believe, right? Listen to me, not because I believe the same as them, but because they go, you know what? Hey, you know what? This guy is a bunch of this. Here's all the shit that's fucked up about him. But you know what? Here's what's right. Here's what he said that's true and honest. Here's what fucking applies to my life and I see in the real world. And that's why they subscribe. I don't see everybody that's in the chat right now. I don't know why. Paxton is implying that there's people in the chat that I don't see, that are regular subscribers to the show. And if I don't see them, that fucking annoys me, and I don't know. Right now, I don't know how to fix that. We are, how far are we down? Like 1/3 of a bottle. Ish. Plus, I did the thing I did with like fucking like the pork and celery thing with egg and lemon. Which I still gonna put in the Tupperware in the next fucking room. My shit, I fucking Paxton. Here I go. It's all about bandwidth, Paxton. Paxton, if you weren't such a boomer, you would understand that transmitting high density video across the air on a fucking Android 10 phone, which is like 10 generations, 20 generations, 10 generations lower than the current phone, is inadequate. And I won't fucking pay for wired internet because what the fuck should I pay $20 a month for to tell people shit they don't want to fucking hear anyway, right? Fucking boom. Like fucking Paxton, you gotta be out of your mind. Your wife is gonna fucking kick your ass when you fucking oversleep in the morning. Mrs. Paxton gonna go hit you with the fucking broom. You better wake her up with fucking something nice like a good coffee and fucking pancakes or whatever. Be nice to the waifu. At the end of the day, that's what you have to do. You have to be nice to the waifu, right? You have to be married. And I wish I was. Sometimes I wish I was. But at my age, like, look at me, dude. I'm fucking 56, right? So who the fuck marries 56-year-old white guys who have no money? Think about this. No, honestly, think about this, right? So look, you're a white guy. That's me. You have a job where you work 65 or 70 hours a week. That's me. And yeah, you're not married. I used to have, dude, we're fucking, the fucking black women in the cargo fucking offices I used to work at used to try and hook me up with people. They were like, gee, you're so nice. Like, why don't you have a wife? Right? Like you should have a dog or a wife or something. Like, so fucking, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? You live in fucking Newark and you're fucking pitying me? Fuck you, don't pity me. I pity you. You're the born fucking into the most horrible group, and you have to live amongst them. But I didn't say that. And they didn't say that. So, like, and dude, I remember this Pakistani guy named Usman. Usman was like, hey, you know, remember the time I was talking to you and that Spanish girl was looking at you? I'm like, what Spanish girl? They're like, you know, the one that does the laundry for United Airlines? And I'm like, no. Oh, yeah, we were standing by so-and-so and she was just staring at you. I didn't even fucking notice this shit. There's a couple of Colombian guys I work with that I'm friendly with, one of whom I convinced to buy Bitcoin. The other one, whom his wife won't let him buy Bitcoin, and they're brothers. So whatever, that's going to work out well. But I showed up at Newark Airport, and they're like sending off the younger guy tried to get me, like, he's like, oh, you got to meet my aunt, whatever. She's Colombian, she's single, blah 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 blah. She wasn't hot. Like there's Colombian women that are crazy fucking hot, like retarded hot, like at 40 years old, at 50 years old. This is not these guys' fucking relatives. Anyway, what they try to hook me up, like, because they want their auntie to have fucking citizenship, and you know what? Fuck it, whatever. The white guy, whatever. Fuck the white guy. Bob Paxton, listen, dude, you better not ever show up where I show up. I'm gonna fucking punch you in the chest and make you fucking fall down in your tie-dye t-shirt and gasp for fucking air. I won't hit you in the face because your wife will ask you what happened. And then you have to explain, and that will be bad. So anyway, here's the thing. Real world motivation. It's what fucking drives people to do what they do. Real incentives. Somehow, the smart people don't want to look at this, and they discount this. And that makes you not smart. It makes you wrong in every way that's fucking important. And if you can afford, like you can get away with that, okay, you can get away with that, but it won't last for fucking ever. That's what I'm telling you. There's maybe 20 years left, 25, 15, 25 years left. I don't know how many years. But you have the robbery of an entire nation, Kazakhstan. And it's presented to you as America versus Russia, but covertly, where we hire ISIS to attack Kazakhstan for some unknown reason, and we're going to win this for some unknown fucking prize because reasons. Bob Paxton in the chat. James, you sound desperate. And yet, you still listen to me. Here you are, like 30, how many fucking messages? Listen. 1, 2, 3. I'm not going to count them all. Not going to count them all. 50 fucking messages. 50 fucking messages. Oh, yeah. When was the last time I ate fresh fish? I have fresh. I ate fish. I never had fresh fish. I had frozen octopus that was defrosted and put in a salad about a year ago. Like octopi. You know what I mean? I don't eat fresh. I don't eat fresh fish that much. I'm not the biggest fish guy. And when I was a kid, both my mother and my father were big seafood fans, and all kind of fish fans, right? Because they're Greeks. But like the thing is, like there's like my mother was like a big fan of codfish. So it was cheap. It's a cheap white fish, whatever. But and it's like neutral flavor wise. But like codfish has these little thin, like needle fucking bones. And one of them caught in my throat one time. Like I didn't know what the fuck it was. I just fucking ate it. My mom, honestly, to be honest, my mom was a really, really, really good cook. My mom was a ridiculously good cook. And so, but one time it's like codfish bone, this like a needle thin codfish bone stuck in my throat. And I was like, "Ugh!" I was like freaking the fuck out. Good night, Bob Paxton. All of a sudden, I'm telling the fish story and he fucking bails. Anyway, I don't particularly dislike fish because of the flavor or the texture or whatever, but I fear the bones in fish, right? So I was like only certain fish you like salmon and whatever, like different swordfish or whatever. Flounder is great because it has no bones. But, oy, what do I got? 0 viewers now. I have to fucking end this. But fish bones is what makes me not like fish so much. Anyway, live 3 hours, 7 fucking minutes. Are you fucking kidding me? Bob Paxton, you fucking boomer cocksucker. I'm gonna write. I'm gonna write in the chat. Smash up the like button. If you made it this far, God bless you. By the way, if you made it this far, really, 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 God bless you. And I do not believe in God, but whatever. Man, God bless you and keep you all the rest of your days that you stuck through this 3 hours. 3 hours, fucking 8 minutes. Jesus Christ on the cross. I'm gonna bail on you guys, right? So I'm gonna say thank you. I'm gonna say to Bob Paxton and everyone else who showed up, and everyone else who showed up all fucking through this stream. And I'll talk to you guys again next week. So I'm gonna try to play the outro music. Where is this thing? For this show, unfortunately, the outro music has to come the same way the fucking intro music comes from. So fingers crossed it starts soon. Whoa. It's fucking hard. That's fucking horrible. That is horrible. I'm sorry, everybody who stayed 3 hours and 11 minutes. Fucking anyway. Thank you all for showing up. I'm going to end this now without the horrible fucking bandwidth or whatever it is. Nightmare. Anyway, talk to you again next week. Thanks, guys. Goodbye.